and welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store, Yarnia. I'm Jen.
Amanda.
Kathleen.
And our very special, Shamrock.
Haley. Shamrock on spring break.
Shamrock on spring break. Haley.
There we go. Rocking it. Rocking the...
I love it.
I sent her this in her little Valentine's care package because I was late buying the Valentine's stuff. I should have gotten more so that all your friends could have it too, right?
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Just the shamrocks running around.
I'll have to get it for next year, for sure.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
I just could picture that on you. I knew you'd wear it.
I know. I kind of love it.
My kids would wear that, for sure.
Kind of fun.
All of them.
I feel like it could
It would be a collar on Teddy.
Yeah, I was thinking like it could be a cute skirt if it was a bigger width.
Oh,
yeah.
You could do a
Maybe
couple
like
of
little
them and make it
petals.
into, yeah.
Like a little petal shamrock skirt.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we are a podcast all about yarn and fiber and making stuff and whatever you can do with yarn, knitting, crochet, weaving,
Lots of yarny
spinning,
things.
Yeah.
all kinds of things like that. And if you have never joined us before, welcome.
That's right.
And if you joined us before, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back.
So we've had a busy couple of weeks.
Oh.
We have. And
It's been a lot.
yeah, definitely.
4 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I
Since
think
we've had a
we
normal
haven't
podcast.
we haven't done
Yeah.
a count of finished objects or whips or anything, but I bet we're pretty up there today because 2 weeks ago we had a special guest,
Yeah.
That's true.
and
Hopefully
actually
you guys checked it out.
I think it is our most watched episode ever. Certainly,
really?
Certainly
I
within
believe
the
so.
first 2
I didn't look
weeks.
at the
Yeah.
numbers. So our special guest was Amy Gilles from. Did I say it right?
You
this time?
did. You did.
Yes. It only
You
took
got
me
it.
4 weeks to get it. From Yaname.
Sorry.
And we had great
Weekend of events.
Oh,
Yeah, so much fun.
yeah.
many events with her, which was so much fun, and it was so nice to see everybody, and like it was
Yeah.
just like really great to see everybody come out.
It
And
was.
hang out.
And everybody was super excited
Yeah.
to be together again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
feel
were
like
super excited.
Definitely. Definitely.
And so we were able to steal a little bit of time that weekend and did an interview with Amy.
And I know she really had fun. She enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope so, because like we
She
had
said,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. She did.
And you know, she's continuing.
Did not steal that sweater that I was wearing.
It was so.
I'm so
I know.
wanted to
I
test
know.
it.
good.
They were all fun. They really
I now
were.
have plans. I have thrown it in my queue, which
Yes.
I mean, really, my queue on Ravelry means nothing other than like I like this and I think I want to make it,
think I
but
wanna
that's
make it.
everything.
I want this.
So I think I am going to make the oh gosh, which one is the kimono sleeves?
The xiaomai.
The xiaomai.
I finally know the name of that one.
I was like,
after
oh.
forgetting it 3 times.
After wearing that one and with the boucle
It's so fun.
base,
It's really
so
nice.
fun.
so pretty, so pretty.
The only one that I can say I'm definitely going to make is the hat. Strees,
Right,
Mhm.
the streets is nice.
right?
Mhm.
It's so smart. Oh, I want to make that.
Yeah.
That one I can commit to.
Mhm.
Right,
I have 6 sweaters on the needles.
yeah,
Slash hooks. So.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
funny.
even take anything
Sweaters.
else.
Sweaters are something I try not to have multiple sweaters going on at the same time. I can have multiple anything else going on at the same time, but I try to only cast on a sweater when I've finished a sweater. Whatever. That's my
smart.
personal like level of comfort with whips. Like I can have 30 whips, but only 1 or maybe 2 sweater whips.
Clearly, I don't have this.
I kind of aim for that, but I don't actually follow through with that.
Well, because you teach sweater classes
I
too,
teach the
so
sweater class,
that
but,
kind
like,
of gives you an exemption. I think.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel like I gotta like get ahead of the class a little
For
bit,
sure.
and so that means like okay, I need to like purely focus, and then I get distracted and be like, but this new
wanna
shiny
make
pattern
that.
is new and shiny, and I
And
want to
then we
make
had our
it.
December sweater that we all decided to make together and all of that.
Guys, I'm so ahead
I
on my
finished.
December sweater for next year.
For
Yeah.
next year.
For 2023.
2023.
Wait, do I get
You'll-
credit for
you
2023?
totally.
And, like,
Yeah.
bang
you
down
will
We'll have to
do
wear them
2022.
again. Wear them
Oh,
again in
whatever.
20.
It's
for sure.
totally like the perfect holiday sweater.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like mine. I've worn it a couple of times.
Yeah.
But
How are your last 2 weeks? I'm working with frogged yarn.
Oh,
Um,
seeing a
Mhm.
little.
so I started this. By the way, guys, if you're going to hang out with somebody in the emergency room, don't start a sweater.
oh no.
No.
What happened?
But I mean, it's a lot of ribbing, right? Like, you can just
You're
do
like,
ribbing.
sure, I could do ribbing, except
Right.
for no.
Yeah, exactly. So I had got about like an inch and a half in and realized I brought the wrong needle.
Oh no.
No.
And then I'm like, no worries. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to like do a purl row and then I'm going to start on the body and then I'll graft it together later.
There you go. That's a
No,
good idea.
whatever. I got another
Yeah,
inch and a half in and I was like, you know what? This is just a mess. I'm going to quit.
Oh,
You're like,
oh.
Frog,
screw
frog, frog,
it.
frog,
You're
frog.
done.
But it served its purpose.
Is that the bottom of the second panel of your sweater?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Nice.
So we'll talk about that later.
Excellent.
But I figured that was a learning experience for me. It was good to have knitting. I'm glad I had knitting. Don't expect to actually use anything.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the kind of-
It's to keep your hands busy and your mind
Yes,
occupied.
right. You're
But
like,
focused
I
on.
am doing something on my.
Not.
Is everybody okay?
Everybody's fine.
Good.
Yes.
Mhm,
Good, good, good.
mhm. I kind
Ugh.
of feel like I should work on
Yes.
my sock.
I know. I have multiple. Multiple. I have 2 projects with me today, but like I'll
Thanks.
get there.
Have my noisy sock bag.
We should talk a little bit about what's going on around town because we actually have some stuff that's going on around town. We are
do.
coming up. I can't believe it's March. First off.
Mhm.
Thank God.
I'm happy it's March.
Oh no, my March
believe it.
is swamped. But yeah, can't believe it's March and
Is your house done?
my kitchen is done.
Yay!
I am meeting with the cabinet guy this afternoon to go over the inserts for the cabinets, the drawers, because they're like, live with it for a little while. And I was like, yeah, I get that, but I know now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he's coming over today and we'll figure out the inserts for the drawers so my like utensil drawer is not like a complete jumbled mess of chaos that I can't stand. But it's done,
Mess of
it's
chaos.
in, we're cooking, we have ovens again.
Yay.
I'm so excited for that. And it went very quickly from like, look at how nice and pristine it is to as
Mhm.
soon as we moved all of our stuff in. Look at the complete and total mess that we made.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
And the,
doesn't take long.
the guys are
Yeah.
like, oh, it looks like lived in. I was like, I like how that's what you say a complete and total mess is.
I know.
Like-
Lived in. Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with lived in. But yeah, so at
That's
least
so
the
great. You're
kitchen
getting
is
to
done.
enjoy it. Yay.
Yay.
And then there's some plantings and stuff that need to happen, and we still have to pave the driveway, which can't happen until later when it warms up a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because even though it's March, it snowed today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did.
I took a couple pictures. Anna woke me up early, so
Oh.
I will throw some pictures in.
It was
love
still
it.
snowing
It was
when I went to the
pretty.
gym this morning.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
And I like looked out and I was almost nope.
Mhm.
But I did it.
Yay.
I went.
Good. Good. Good.
Good job.
Haley, making a note of the thing we need to send.
Yes.
Good job. Good job.
Smart girl.
We're
She
so
knows.
bad about that sometimes.
So bad.
Um,
I'm sorry, you guys. Like seriously,
I
when
know.
we watch them back, I'm like, didn't
Something
send that
else I
picture.
didn't
Forgot
do.
that.
Didn't
Something
send
else
that
Forgot
picture.
that. Yeah.
So
It's
Once
fine.
the thought is out of here, it's gone.
If there's something that we missed, comment below.
Yeah.
Because
Chastise
then,
always.
chastise.
that will be better.
This is what I tell people
But we
when
are
I
trying to
email
be
them.
better.
I'm like, if I have forgotten to respond to you in a certain amount of time, please
Oh, I
Feel
say
free
that
to
all the
follow up.
time.
nag me.
It's the
because
goldfish.
Yes.
it's not you, it's me.
It definitely is.
Yeah. So one of the things coming up though, and actually I realized when you mentioned it beforehand when we were talking about what we were going to talk about in the podcast, Ollie's school is involved with this. The AAPI of Montclair is doing a color run.
Asian American Pacific Islander.
Asian American Pacific Islander Association. They're doing a color run for Holi in April, but the early bird signups are by March 20th.
Ah, okay.
And
And is it Holi or Holi? I thought it
Or
was
is it
Holi.
Holi?
I think it's Holi.
I don't know. Correct my pronunciation. I mean, clearly it took me 4 weeks to get Amy Giel.
Yeah.
I'm Haley said it, yeah.
Haley's looking it up. Okay, good. She'll correct me.
Yeah, but I think it's there's a 5K and then there's a 1 mile or 1K, which are 2 different things.
Yes.
A 1K would be fun.
Howling.
Right.
1
Holly.
mile.
Haley. So it's
Say
the color run is a thing where
Say
you can get like
Oh,
I
holy.
think Holi.
Okay.
Okay, Holi.
Sorry, I thought it was Holi.
So you can, they'll throw color powdered on you and like water. It's really cool. And you can do like the 5K, you can do the 1K,
Fun. Yes.
the fun, like short little.
Fun run.
You can do that with
first.
your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a family activity.
And it's going to be in Brookdale Park.
Yep.
In April.
Nice.
So that's definitely something to check out. I think it's going to be super fun. Ollie is already like, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? And I was like, we have some scheduling wonkiness in April thanks to spring break moving in August, which thanks Montclair schools. They
changed
oh
the
my
calendar.
gosh, you haven't heard
She
me
missed
rant
this.
about this. So we waited to book our spring break trip, which we don't always do, but like, we're like, okay, we need vacations. So we waited to book our spring break trip until they had approved the school calendar. Right?
Yeah, so the school board voted. It was done.
School board voted. It was done. It was official. In August, they changed the calendar. They moved spring break a full week.
Isn't that
Forward.
crazy?
And they changed the first day of school
Yeah.
in August.
When some people, that was so crazy. That was just.
I'm still mad.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm still mad. And then I tried to rebook our vacation, and it was like, lose our deposit, which was non-refundable. And the place we were going was completely booked
for
the
spring
week.
break
Because it's, it's the 2 weeks of spring break, right? It's around Passover and Easter.
Yeah.
And I was like, guess who's getting pulled out of school, which I hate doing.
That's crazy.
I don't care.
But yeah, it's really
Like, I'm not losing that
I mean,
deposit.
that's the thing. I'm sure that week is probably not going to get it's going to get counted as attendance because more than 50% will be
It'll
there.
get
But like,
as attendance.
so many people will be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, teachers were struggling because they
Yeah.
planned stuff. I was so
Yeah, that they basically get what they deserve on
Salty.
that because of that late change.
and it's like there are other ways to make up the day. Whatever. I'm not going to go into it now.
Yeah.
Because I'm mad still. But so we may or may not be able to be there for the Holi Run, but I think it would be super fun to do it.
Yeah.
So if not this year, we'll do it next year.
They've really gotten so active. They've done a whole bunch of fun events, the AAPI group.
Such a great organization.
They did a beautiful lantern festival in Edgemont Park last year
Yes.
that Jean and I went to.
Oh,
Toward the
wow.
very end of it, it was there were thousands of lanterns around the
That's
park.
so
It was
cool.
amazing.
The Chinese New Year celebration that they did.
At the art museum.
Oh my god.
We went there. Did we put pictures? Did we talk about that, or did we say it was going to
We may
happen?
have talked about it.
Anyway, I have a picture of Eric and Charlie and the lions.
And the dragon.
fun.
The lion dancer.
Yes, so I'll put a picture in here or a couple pictures from that event. And we have the dragon. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
they
fun.
do such a great job.
But yeah, my kids we're not traveling for spring break. It's gonna be lovely. They're going to a rock music camp,
Ooh.
and they're gonna be putting a band.
Fun.
So
That's cute.
they're super
Is it
excited
with
about
School of Rock or something else?
that. It's not. It's from a school called Bach to Rock.
Oh, I don't have
So-
that one.
Anyway, I'm hoping Abby plays violin and Eric plays piano. More classical training, especially Abby. She's not super thrilled with it, so I'm hoping this gets her
Gets her.
has some fun.
Gets her
Yeah.
gets her what she wants.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad Haley came home for spring break.
Yay! I know. So your spring break is now?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's so exciting. We're so glad she's back.
Yeah.
So we should get into. Oh, you know what? I never said what episode it was.
All right. Yeah. Do you know what? Even I needed to look this time because we did. It's been a month since we taped. It is
Okay.
4 weeks.
I
Anyway.
know
Yes.
we're approaching 100.
We are
I'm gonna say 95,
higher.
6,
Higher.
7.
Yes.
I was
Ha!
going to say 96.
It is 97. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if this was if we had already done 97 or anyway. The last
I
one we
would
did was
say
96, and
that-
then we had our Amy special unnumbered episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say our Amy special threw me off, but
Yes.
who am I kidding?
Definitely threw me off. Definitely threw me
Threw
off.
you off, didn't throw me off because I had no sense.
Oh, and I finished recording the end of the Flax Light.
Oh, yay.
We're
Excellent.
on live. So yeah, I think next weekend, when you're watching this, the next weekend, I'll schedule that to be.
As an additional episode.
Yeah,
not
little
yeah.
bonusy.
So blocked Charlie's Flax Light, and it's like a video of me blocking it, so you can see the whole process, and
Cool.
then a little bit of him modeling, and
I love those pictures.
Yeah.
He's so
Such a
cute. It's a
cute-
very
Yeah.
good model.
he was shockingly good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for a 4-year-old.
Yeah, no, definitely.
He's a
Definitely.
smart kid. He knows when to turn it on.
I know.
But we should start talking about finished objects.
Yes, we have some.
Start with
NOOTD.
which side should we start with?
Start with Amanda.
Start with Amanda.
All right. I only have one, and mine are tiny, and they're right here. And we also extended the knit along
That's right.
did.
We did.
through March.
Yes.
Mainly so Kathleen can make some knits.
Yes, thank you.
But also, I feel like March is
It's
like
still a
fake
good-
spring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It's still cold.
It's like perfect knit weather, actually.
It is.
It really is. It's the time
You
where
want your hands
maybe you want a
covered.
lighter jacket, but you want your hands covered.
Right. You need
Yeah.
got a little chill.
The
Oh, yeah.
home ditch.
So these are Helen Stewart's How Quiet mitts.
Such great mitts.
I showed them in progress 4 weeks ago, I think, but they've been finished for a little bit. But so these were knit in the Rowan cashmere tweed. Cashmere tweed.
Yeah.
That's the main color here, which is a yarn that's been discontinued. We used to carry it, and now we can't because it isn't made anymore.
It was those little 25-gram,
Yes,
tiny little
25
mini cakes.
minis.
And you can get a pair of these mitts out of a 25-gram cake.
That's amazing. Well, with
you can.
with extras.
No,
Oh,
No.
I just had a 20-gram ball because I
Oh.
had used part of that 25-gram skein, but I forgot that I'd used it until I started the mitt. And then I sort of suspected, like, wait a minute. I mean, because it was like 4 years ago. I was like, wait a minute, did I? And then I weighed it, thank goodness,
Yeah.
and started it with the Scout Kelborn.
I
nice.
love that combo. It's
Right
so
now,
pretty.
My favorite color thing is like a dark and light tone of the same color. I'm
Yes.
obsessed with the
The
Mhm.
tone.
Oh, just wait. I have something I think you'll like. So these are finished. They are also on blockers. I'm going to come up and
Yeah.
show you
Yeah.
because
They're so
this
fun.
is
You're
the
gonna get
prize for our
There you go.
knit along.
Oh.
So
Yes, isn't that fun?
we
I
just
like it.
I thought that was an inspired idea that Amanda came up with.
wow, it's like getting. It can't tell which pattern to focus on. Okay, well we'll go like that. So these are on mitten blockers by Mlyn Jedro, who is a maker in Poland, and she makes hand carved.
Or laser carved.
Yeah, laser carved. Well, she
Hand cut.
Hand
Hand
laser.
Hand laser
Yeah.
cut.
She makes these mitten blockers, right? So this
What a
is the
cool
mitten
design.
blocker.
So pretty.
This one is the bees, and this is our giveaway prize for the mid along. So if you haven't
They're so cute.
made your mitts, there's plenty of time now.
There's time
Right,
and
we've got
a great
time.
prize.
Yep. There's a thread and Ravelry. All the information is down below. There's a thread and Ravelry with chatter. Show off your, mitts you're thinking of making
In
and in
progress or- yeah.
progress
Mhm.
and comment on other people's. And then there's also a finished objects thread, which is where we're going to be looking, pulling for the prize. And that is 1 picture per finished mitt.
Mhm.
I love the design of the mitt
Prepare a
blockers.
finished mitt.
Pair.
They're
Let me
very
just-
Finished mitts.
yeah.
Not
Be
per
exclusive.
mitts.
Per pair. Yes, per pair. Per mitt.
So this is
Permit
my
you.
this is my finished object. Do you also want to see the other finished object that I have
Yes.
that would be actually finished, but I didn't finish it on purpose so I could show you guys how cool this is?
Sure.
Yes.
All right.
Sounds mysterious.
So
but
I know.
Why not?
my friend Kathy, she's having a opening ceremony for like a new section of her business here in town. She runs it's a
physical therapy.
It's a physical therapy office. Yeah, but it's wellness and all sorts of things too.
Ah.
Like they're it's Well in Montclair.
Yep.
That's
That's
yeah,
okay.
Well in
I saw.
Montclair.
Yep.
I forget the names. Sorry, Kathy. But anyway, so she has. The event is on Wednesday, so by the time this shows up, the event will be over.
Mhm.
But you should still check her out. The information will be down below. But she's doing like little prize baskets and whatever. So I'm donating one, and part of the basket is I made a little pair of mitts because
Oh,
Nice.
Yay. And when I knit mitts for like giveaways, I often do them in muted colors and things that would be sort of gender
A lot of
neutral.
people could wear.
A lot of people would like them.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it when I can use my leftovers.
Yeah.
Why not?
So this is actually the leftover yarn. This is Woolfolk Far. in 3 colors,
Wow.
left over from my sample of my Prosecco hat.
Nice.
Like 3 years ago, it's been sitting in my stash. So these are the Log Cabin Knits by Karen Templer,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, that's what it looks like. They're very sort of architectural looking. But look how these things start out, which I'm loving so much.
Oh, fun. Oh,
log
that's
cabin
why.
Square.
Make
Yeah.
a log cabin square.
Oh.
So look at this, right?
Yeah, it's so
I love
it's
Log
so different.
cabin
That's amazing.
square. You're like literally just knitting garter stitch log cabin square, and then it like twist around your hand like that. Look at that. So
And then you
cool.
add the thumb.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you add the thumb
Thumb.
crescent.
Very
So-
clever.
Super cool.
I bet
Yes,
they're so nice
I love
so
it.
far.
And this is what I was saying. So now I have to make some for me because I love them so much.
Yeah,
Right.
these are
And I was
really
I was sitting in the back, and I saw in the sale basket the Germantown unicorn,
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be so
great.
cute.
and I had the idea of the 3 colors being
Oh,
one
yep.
of the marl,
Mm-hmm.
one, and then the 2 solids
each
that they
one's-
go with.
yeah.
Love it.
Perfect.
But I didn't want to take one out of the bucket because I'm always like this. I'm keeping
Leave
for
it
you
for the
guys, blah, blah,
customers.
blah, blah, blah. But then I had a brainstorm. You can use 2 phenals and hold them together
Oh,
Oh
fun.
my god.
because it's an Aran weight on a size 6. So 2 phenals is an Aran on a 6.
So you
can
can
make
you can do your own
marl.
marl.
I love it.
Oh
So
Yeah.
my
look at that.
God.
That reminds me of the confluence you were wearing.
I
The pink and the
love
red.
it.
Really cute.
Look at that.
That's very Amanda Colors too.
That's really cute.
Years ago.
I'm going to take a picture and put it in so you can see like how awesome this
Yeah.
looks.
I love it.
I'm
And
going
then
to
you
love
can do
this so
any
much.
combination you want.
Anything.
Right?
Just, like, we have so much phenol colors. So many phenol colors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! I might have a new addiction.
Right? You're gonna end
Marling
up log
these
cabin
are
everything.
But-
Marled
Anyway,
log
I don't think
cabining.
I haven't really done. I mean, I love the look of it, but I don't think I've done anything yet with the moral.
Well, and that's I don't like an all-over marl, although I
No.
really did like Nitty Natty's marled sweater, the one that she did with the marled yarn,
Yeah.
you know, like
Oh yeah,
the-
Mhm.
for
yeah.
Rhinebeck.
Uh-huh.
The pink and
The Weekender or
Yes.
something or what? No,
No,
was it
Nurtured.
nurtured? Yeah.
Nurtured.
It was Nurtured.
Nurtured looks really great in a marl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that stitch pattern breaks up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, and it's like garter.
But then I really
Garter
like
breaks it
the
up, too.
marl when it's with the solids too.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Part
I
of
love
an
when you can
integrated
see the
marl.
components. I
Yeah.
definitely love that. Yeah.
years
So
and
now
years ago,
This will be
I-
a finished object next time.
I did a
Yeah.
garter blanket, similar, kind of like a log cabin, except for it was like started as a square, and then I picked up and did a triangle on the side and a triangle on the side, triangle on the side.
Yeah.
Made a bigger square and then picked up those ends and did a bigger like triangle, and I did it like light gray and then a light gray and a dark gray marl, and then the next one was dark gray and then a dark gray and a black marl. And
Wow.
the last one was black.
Yeah.
And the marl looks cool because then it's like a fade,
Transition,
but not a fade.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
transition. It
Yeah.
highlights your colors.
I like it a lot.
Fun.
So yeah, when I'm doing the solid, I'm still holding 2 strands together, just 2 strands of the same color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just
Very fun. I love that idea. Yeah.
So anyway,
Love it.
this I'm so anyway. Love this pattern. It takes me 2 hours to do one. It's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
And-
great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't feel like working on the projects I'm working on right now project.
Yeah.
You just do it.
And
for
so I'm
the
going to
night.
crank out something quick. Also, see what you're wearing. Don't forget that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, what am I wearing? I'm wearing the Mino pullover vest.
Mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, my mint chocolate
Mint
chip.
chocolate
I always
chip.
think mint chocolate chip when I look at it. I do.
By Sylvia Watts-Cherry, who is one of Seisha's buddies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I was in
I
worsted together.
yeah,
She was in the first book. Yep.
I'm wearing. I picked this because I got a new shirt to go under it.
I love the shirt.
It was on sale.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. Is
Very
that a
pretty.
dot reader?
No, it's not. It's Rag and Bone,
Oh, nice. Dot reader is the boutique that is literally right next to
Yeah.
us.
Mm-hmm.
and they have
She's
great,
cute stuff.
yeah, great stylish stuff. But this is Rag and Bone. They had a sale. It's like. It's actually quite cropped. It like comes up to here. But you
Oh,
can
really?
tell.
You can't tell.
Yeah,
Because
it's
you've
perfect
got a
for something
vest on
like
over
that.
top.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it keeps you warm.
Yeah,
And it
Problem
keeps you
is, like, when-
warm.
my belly would
Like
be
when
chilly.
I wear a shorter shirt under, it makes my I think something's wrong with my temperature regulation. First of all, because I get really hot fast. Like when I'm walking to class,
Yeah.
like, I have to like, I layer a lot because I take them all off when I get inside because I'm like, by the time I get to class, I'm like sweating.
Yeah,
from
because your
walking
heart rate,
downstairs.
your heart
Stripping
rate's
down.
up, and then
but
but you're not
yeah.
moving as much, and then
But
yes,
it
the
makes
whole
like
thing.
when my belly, even if I'm covered with another layer, if my belly is exposed between my shirt and my pant hem, like my belt hem,
Uh-huh.
I get cold.
Wow.
So
It's drafty.
yeah,
It's the
and,
draft.
but then I'm cold because like my temperature regulation is off, so it doesn't know what to do. But
I know that.
but that's
Never fun.
what line of Northlight is it?
Oh, this is the fingering weight. Yeah, I
Spring
mean, this is the
Street.
Northlight Spring
That
Spring
has-
Street.
that would
Soft.
keep me warm.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
especially in the
soft.
color work, because it's two
Yeah.
Oh
layers.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've got color work around my belly.
I know you're cozy. You're
Mhm.
cozy.
I like being cozy.
I
I'm
got
sitting here
some-
by the
Definitely.
radiator.
She is
I
sitting
love
by the
being
radiator.
cozy.
So I'm like starting to sweat.
Mm. Well, that's because you're wearing
Also,
it.
I'm wearing
We're transition.
Fully cabled sweater.
This is my finished object, and what I'm wearing. It's
so
my
It's amazing.
retro pullover. Finished, finally blocked.
Yay.
I blocked it and then I reblocked it because I was like, I blocked it and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna like yank on the sleeves a little bit, and then I forgot to yank on the sleeves and it was dry. So I was like, well, guess who gets another soak?
Aw.
This time without soak. First time with soak because I was like, I was hauling this thing around.
Yes.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe.
For a while, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is the retro pullover. I cannot remember the pattern author.
I don't remember.
Stephanie Talent.
Yes,
There you
Stephanie
go.
Talent. Thank
Excellent.
you.
I have
So,
to type it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yes,
So
yes.
she knows.
That always
Yeah.
helps me remember
Like,
things
I
too,
say it
for
once,
sure.
And I'm like, out of my head. This was our winter sweater class last winter. It took me a while to finish it because come summer I put it down. I basically
Mhm.
I got to the body and
Well,
then
I
it was
think
like,
it took everybody a while to finish it.
except for a
Most
couple people.
Most
Yeah.
people.
Yes.
There are a couple people who
Marcella,
finished it so
Emily,
fast.
and a few others.
Yeah.
But
But they've been, people have been finishing
Yeah.
bit by bit and bringing them
Yeah.
to intermediate class and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sophia
I mean, it's
finished recently.
heavily cable.
Oh,
there are
yeah,
cable
definitely.
turns every other row.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire thing, on the sleeves, on the front, on the back. So heavily cabled. I did mine in Germantown, Calborn Woolens Germantown, knit pretty densely, which I knew I actually
Mhm.
wanted, like a knit
Yeah.
dense
Yeah, it's
sweater.
beautiful.
It's really nice.
Thank you.
Love it.
You have an heirloom now.
I
Yes,
know.
it's
I was like, it's nice. And I do love how it fits with the set-in sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Really liked that pattern. It's definitely like an accomplishment unless you're a
Totally,
very fast
totally.
cabler, and I'm not a super fast cabler.
We should maybe also put in some pictures of Sophia and Benny that you took
Yes,
that intermediate
I'll send
class.
them to you.
Well,
Your-
and-
I'm writing it down right now.
I'm like,
Maybe
I
I'll
have
put a
pictures.
little montage at the end.
Yes,
Good idea.
that's a great
Yeah.
idea. Like a little
Everybody-
gallery.
And I
of some
think
of the folks
I
who
think we
finished.
already have Emily and
I know I
Marcella
have,
who finished
I
early.
have Marcella's in my
Yeah, you have Marcella's.
And Haley's still
I'm like,
working on hers, right?
Yes, but I brought home the sweater that I want. I like the width of.
Perfect.
So I
So
can
you
get
can
the
mimic
width.
it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Measure it, write it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always, always, always.
Did you bring it so you work on it this week? You think, or
It's been home.
you
didn't
left
have
it? That's right, you
yeah.
left it. Yeah.
That's the thing with this is that like it was taken like especially row 1 of the cable pattern, which had the most cables and the most of everything.
Uh-huh.
It took like a good chunk of time to knit around because at
Mhm.
first you're like, oh, I'm back and forth when I'm doing the set-in sleeves, and the sleeves you're like, oh, it's sleeves, it's short, and then you're like, yeah, I joined for the body, and then you realized you doubled your stitches.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Because the
Dang
sleeves
it.
are wide. Like the sleeves are the circumference.
yeah,
I feel like the body
and there's only
is, like,
one
times-
cable on the sleeve,
Mhm,
right?
Yeah.
mhm.
In the body, you
That's
have this cable, this cable, this cable, the honeycomb,
Mhm.
this
Yeah,
cable,
it's so
this
much.
cable, this cable, and then you repeat it on the back, and you're like, dang,
And
this
will
takes
this
me
end?
45 minutes to do a round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's funny. Lately, I have been like timing myself on some rounds as like
Ooh.
motivation for.
Yeah.
There's just
you're
and
like, I
actually
can get this
To
done.
beat your
the
own.
the other
Yeah.
sock of it was this sock which I will talk about later, but I was trying to have another finished object because it has been 4 weeks, so and I've been trying to get some socks done, but I'm like, oh, I can get through this tonight. We were watching Elvis, the movie Elvis, which is almost 3 hours. It's really long.
It's long.
Oh my god,
I think it's
so
I think
long.
it's
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay,
It's 2:40. Yeah, we just finished it the other night. But I'm like, all right, I've got this long movie. You can finish this. You can finish. And then when I got to the end, I had done the other cuff and twisted rib.
Oh.
I was so mad at myself.
Oh,
And I was like,
no.
you know, because I don't know. These are zeros.
Yeah.
I'm working on zeros. You know, it's fine fingering weight and everything. And yeah, so I left enough yarn that I'm going to redo it. I mean, you're
You're gonna pick up and knit it back up.
No, I'm just going to
Yeah.
frog it. No, I'm going to fix it. It bothers me.
I know it.
But anyway, the timing was definitely somehow the motivation. Just hitting the lap button on my thing.
Oh,
It's
lap.
just like, it's
That's
just
a
like
really good
That is
idea.
a good idea.
literally. And
Right? I
You're
never
doing a
thought
lap
that.
of knitting.
poor Jeannie is sitting there. I'm like, oh, I did that round in 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Timed myself.
It is so funny though, the
Love
crazy little things we will come up with to like
Yes.
when you just
I
want to
never
finish
thought of
something.
that.
I wanted to
get the
finish
little
it,
brain
but I
on
didn't really want to work on it at that time.
Right.
So
So
therefore,
you're like, what
Yeah.
will motivate me to do it?
and it was seeing and partly I initially did it. I'm like I think I can finish this before this movie is over. So that was why I timed the first
Yes.
lap, and I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll do the next one and the next one, and then I started like which ones were faster and whatever. So,
I ended up measuring, like, this is an 8-row repeat of the cables.
Uh-huh.
I ended up measuring, like, how long was each 8-row
a whole
repeat.
repeat,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, that gets me an inch.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm working on the body. I need
Wow,
the body
and-
to be X amount of things. I'm like, that means I need
That's
X
that
amount
many
of
hours,
repeats.
yeah.
Minus 3 inches of ribbing, which I think I did 2.5 because I was like, I am seriously done with this.
Sounds like Haley with the socks.
I was like,
Why she
this
got
is
5
not
rows of
like
ribbing at the top
trying
of
to,
her
like,
socks?
six.
This is all I can stand. But by the time I got to the ribbing, I was like, wow, this is going so fast. I'm like,
Yeah, because it's ribbing.
Because it's ribbing. And
Ribbing
it's 2
versus
by
a
2.
heavily cabled, yeah.
Right, I was like,
And that is the other thing. It's like, you know, something that in one sense can feel long after doing something else feels really short.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's been on my to-dos, like, for a week, is to, like, list my projects and actually say, like, okay, how much time
What are
do
my
I need to do
priorities?
these?
How much?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, do
Blocking
you?
out your time.
And it's funny. I don't normally like overall. I don't like to think about how long things take. Partly, I mean, just for whatever. It's like I don't because I do enjoy it. I really do.
Yeah.
But do you have any estimate of how many hours? Especially because you did kind of calculate how long you took to do it.
No. And the thing is because like during the class, like a lot of the yoke stuff, which is the more involved part, was the yoke and the shaping, and like you do the shoulder, you do the neck, you do the shoulder straps, you do the back, you do the front, then you do the sleeves. I didn't really log all of that.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
by the time the class finished, I was still like 3 or 4 inches into the body.
Mhm.
Right.
But like at that point in time, I was no longer trying to keep ahead of the class.
Right. Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I had
Deadline
finished the,
knitting, man.
right. I had finished the yoke pretty
Makes a
quickly.
difference.
But also because it was like bits and pieces, right?
Yeah.
But
But
you have a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here, and then by the time you join in the body, you're like, okay, now it takes me an hour per. You know,
so
2
maybe
hours.
it was twice what it took you from when you started timing yourself, or maybe.
No, because I didn't really time myself for like I was focusing more on like the length. So I was going like, okay,
Yeah.
8 rows is an inch.
and I have enough time today to do that, or whatever.
Yeah, or I would make sure that I had enough time to do at least 1 round.
Mm-hmm.
And usually 1 round turned into 2 rounds because the second round was like
Is the
maybe
easy round, is the
really
rest
girls.
round, yeah.
So like that was still involved, but
Yeah.
like so yeah.
Oh, I know. I hate when I'm on something really big. It's like
Yeah.
you have to be able to at least finish a round.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Exactly.
it's just frustrating. Yeah.
But there were some times that I wasn't able to finish around, but I was able to finish half.
Yeah.
So right, like and because the sweater, like the cables are mirrored on the front and the back. They're the same on the front and the back, I should say, not mirrored. But yeah, like I mean, it was a good chunk of time. But by the time I actually like got my acting gear, and I was like, I am gonna finish this so I can wear it before next year.
I thought you were before I got.
Before
Yeah,
I
like
die.
in March when
Right.
you still got some chilly days.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, that is motivation definitely.
And then I was able to like block out some time
Yeah.
and just sit and be like, all right, every time I sit down, I'm going to try to do a full repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a
And-
lot.
Yeah, but there's a lot of ignoring my children. It's fine.
No, I know.
What do they need? They're fine.
They're
playing video
mentally
games.
a lot of work. They're not
Yeah.
as much physically a lot of work as they were a couple of years
Yes,
ago.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they were doing their thing. So that's my finished object. That's all I
Yay!
got.
It is a great one.
Thank
Glad you were able to reach your goal. The
too.
reason I was thinking about the whole thing about how many hours it might have taken or whatever. Remember when that guy came in at the end of intermediate class one day and wanted someone? He's like somebody who works here will make me a sweater, right? And we're kind of like, excuse me.
More people
That's
ask
your
for
part.
finished commissions
Yeah,
than
yeah.
you think and
We-
then when you say either the price or just the time, they're
Mhm.
like, are you serious?
They're like,
Mhm.
I can't possibly take that long.
So-
Guess what? It can.
Well,
So
yeah,
I think I quoted him $1,000, right? Wasn't that what I said? That
Yeah, I
said,
think so.
I said to fairly compensate somebody, and he's like, no.
And
we're
you're like, not
yeah,
counting the yarn, my
yeah,
man.
exactly. Plus the yarn.
Exactly.
So
It's like
when you make something for someone, it normally is a
Yeah.
labor of love.
absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and it's funny. This
Yeah.
morning, Jonathan was like, "This sweater looks great," and he's like, "You don't ever have to make me one of those." I'm like, "Guess what? I'm never going to."
I wasn't even considering it.
That is not on my agenda. Thank you very much.
Thanks for confirming that.
I love
which
you.
I already knew.
No.
I know.
No,
I'm still even
that's
thinking
mine.
about what kind of simple sweater to make for Gina's sweater number
Oh yeah,
2.
I've never made a sweater for
'Cause-
Jonathan yet.
yeah, 'cause
I've got one in my head, but
Uh-huh.
no, he's
Yeah.
not getting this. So.
I think actually I figured out which one I do want to do for him. There's one that John Watson wears in Sherlock in the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
It has that flying goose pattern on the front, and I did a square for my Sherlock blanket that uses that too.
Oh, see,
So,
that's good.
The pattern is actually down, but I can actually just recalculate it
Yeah.
to his measurements on a basic,
yeah.
raglan
Just
or inset
Yeah,
sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think I'll do
drop
that,
shoulders.
but that clearly is not happening this
No.
year. So
No.
maybe I'll plan it and get started over the summer, and then he'll have it by the fall.
What's the actor's first name?
Martin Freeman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The other motivation for this was that I was like, I have got to finish this before I start the next winter sweater class, and I was like,
Yeah.
and I really wanted to cast that on, so I was like, all right,
That's right.
I'm
That's
gonna
right. You've got
bang
so
this one out.
you'll talk about that in Webster.
I'll talk about that in Webs.
Cool.
So, what do you have finished objects?
I have several finished objects.
Yay.
The first one of which is my Felix in
Nice.
Glory Confetti.
I love this.
I
love it so
yes.
I'm so happy with it. I've worn it twice a week since I finished it, which is shortly after.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
really do love it.
It's
like-
such a wearable
It's like
sweater.
my Felix
Yeah.
the first year I had.
well,
You
the funny
wear it
thing
all
is,
the time.
the other times I've made it, I really have kind of followed the pattern guidance and made it a little oversized. I don't really want it that oversized.
No, you
And
want it a little bit
I
more
wanted a
fitted.
little more
yeah.
fitted, and so that's why I finally made one. It's really more to my measurements.
Yeah.
It is a little fuzzy, but considering how many times I've worn it, actually, it's not as fuzzy as it could be.
Well,
I haven't
it's-
gleaned it yet.
Gonna say, I'm like, because it's knitted a loose gauge.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
And
So,
it's like,
and it's a very soft yarn. I
and it's
mean,
very soft yarn.
this
like,
is
I've
Cory
gleaned
Confetti.
mine, and it's held up great.
Oh, it
with
is.
the gleanings.
it is really soft. It's
It
next to
is.
skin soft, which I
Yeah.
didn't. I don't know. It's funny. My Cory worsted
We're looking in
cable
the
sweater
window.
is in the window, and that I don't think I would wear next to skin. Like that is a little. It's a
Is it
teeny
because
bit
it's at a
pricklier.
denser gauge?
Maybe. And I just also feel like it's just that single yarn is a little bit pricklier. This has got
Something
different
about
things
the
mixed in.
Blood.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
it's
It
like
does have
30% just
yarn
recycled
waste,
fiber
yeah.
and stuff. And it's very soft. And
I
I
know.
literally would wear it every day if it wouldn't get stinky.
Um,
and people wouldn't get bored seeing me wearing
This
the same
is
thing.
the Cory confetti color that we have, right?
This is Graybow, exactly.
This is Graybow.
Yeah.
So we have, and we still have a nice, we sold a lot of it, but we've got a nice amount left. And we also have the ochre and the RGO.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
the RGO too.
Yeah.
How many skeins did yours take? Because I can't remember. how
4.
many
And like 3.5
That's-
even.
That's
Like it really,
Nice.
I don't know. This one was this. Yeah, I'm thinking about another one. The one that I made for you, yours was like just under 3. Your Felix, yeah, it was 4 with I don't know
Oh.
20 grams left or something.
Which is great. That's a very
Yeah,
doable amount
absolutely,
of yarn. It's a
absolutely.
very wearable sweater.
Yeah, and the loose gauge
And the
definitely
loose
makes the
gauge
difference.
really helps.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And it
mean,
also
it's-
helps show the pops of color. You know,
Yeah.
really, they really do come to the
It's
forefront.
such a fun.
It's so fun.
I love it.
I'm so happy to be now a happy card carrying member of the Felix Club.
Aw.
Because I had
Yeah.
always, well, this was
I
what
know,
my third
I'm-
one.
I am
She's
the-
wearing an old finished object, which I love that it's like even
Caffeine
more
size.
oversized on you, but
Yeah.
it looks so cute. It's
It
like
does
cute
look so
oversized.
cute.
You
Is
said
that
you've been
nice?
wearing that 2 days a week. I've been wearing this every other day.
You're like,
Yeah.
And Gene wears his Felix all the time, which is why I need to make him another sweater.
Yes.
So, but yours is in the
Yeah, which
That is
Lucky
Lucky
Tweed.
Tweed
Yes,
in the
Lucky
night color,
Night.
which actually the more recent
Love it.
shipment we got of night is so much closer to black.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This one you really can tell it's blue.
Yeah.
It's like kind of midnight
definitely like a midnight
Dark
blue.
navy.
We just
whatever.
by the way, we just restocked all our Lucky Tweed.
We did.
Yes.
Which
Don't forget.
has been
this
Is that see how much darker
Oh,
that
yeah.
is?
Oh, yeah.
I know. I put.
Wow.
I think that one came in separately or something. I put that out on the shelf.
Lucky Tweed and Lucky Tweed's baby sister Crickets.
Yes.
This is why you
Our aunt.
check your dye lots,
That's right.
It's true.
because you would notice that difference.
And actually, I feel like most of the companies that we work with are pretty consistent. I feel like
Yes.
Kelborn is normally pretty consistent. These, I'm sure, were dyed a year apart.
Oh,
like-
more than.
But still, that is very different. That
Yeah.
almost is like a different color.
colorway.
And I
Yeah.
wonder if it was like,
Changes
the,
at
the
the
first
middle or
the
just-
first run of night, you know
Right.
what I mean?
And then it very well
some
could be.
twists.
It very well could be. They may have wanted it to be darker.
Especially
in
when
their
like
first.
you have a new yarn coming out, like,
Yeah.
that could be very, it could
Mhm.
be very different.
Mhm.
I
like them.
love.
I would wear either night.
I would wear it too.
Yeah.
I love the Felix. I think it looks great.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yay.
And I definitely took your advice on because that was the thing. I was, Jen has basically you have Graybo 1, I think, right?
I have
This
Graybo.
is-
No, I have Graybo 2. and I
Graybo
think
2.
You have
Okay.
Graybo 3.
This is Graybo 3. Yeah. But Jen was wearing her Felix in Graybo to one of our intermediate classes, and I'm like, see, yours fits the way I want it to fit. So she told me how she made it fit, and I followed that.
I forgot. What did I do? Oh,
You
I
said-
basically knitted a slightly tighter gauge.
Slightly denser gauge. And so
Yeah.
this is a little bit denser than regular Felix, and it really is more to my body measurements. It's
Yeah.
not,
To the
Yeah.
pattern.
it's
Not
yeah.
necessarily like with the same amount of ease that the pattern had, and then
Look at-
like I always do my sleeves separate, right? Like
arm. Like you can see where.
Yeah,
the,
it is
you
meant to
can
have a
see.
much lower armhole. Yeah, I did one fewer. I basically did it one size smaller.
yeah,
And at a slightly denser gauge, but it still fits comfortably. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not negative ease.
I
even
think I
like that.
probably did mine with the 0 ease.
Uh-huh.
I usually do my sweaters with 0 ease.
ease makes a ton of difference.
Yeah.
Maybe I did mine with 0 ease when I was pregnant.
Maybe,
Ah,
maybe,
that could
yeah.
be.
Or
I do.
between babies, which would
Right,
be a
like,
little
up
ease
here,
now.
like a little.
I do a lot of times. I do like either 0 ease or like 1 to 2 inches of ease. I don't
Yeah.
like a whole lot of ease in my garments.
I like 0 to 2 inches of ease up here. I prefer 0 ease on the sleeves,
Mhm.
and I like a lot of ease in the waist.
There you
I
go.
like it to drape.
So you know what you like.
Exactly. And I mean, that's one of the things I was actually talking to the sweater class about in like terms of determining size. Sometimes the better thing to decide what size you want to make is your upper chest measurement.
high bust.
Yeah.
Your
yeah.
high bust,
Mhm.
rather than your full bust. Because you can adjust your full bust, like
Mhm.
if you see, like, where, depending on where it hits, like, you can make some sneaky little increases in here, and you
Mhm.
can figure out, like, or do like a short row full bust adjustment if you need to, or not. But
Mhm.
like up here is where you really see
It doesn't
whether
change,
something fits.
and it doesn't
Yeah,
change.
and it doesn't
Even
really
if you gain weight, if you lose weight, it's
Yeah.
your bones up here.
Yeah,
Basically,
it's your
bone
bone
structure.
Bone structure.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Like, you can't change that.
Yeah, and which is why I can wear a sweater I made 35 years ago.
Exactly, because your bone
Even
structure
though I am not the
your
same
bone
size I was
structure does not
35
change.
years ago.
Also, knitting is flexible. Let's
Yeah,
also
yeah,
be like,
that's
and
true.
The same thing, like, Haley's oversized, wearing it super oversized, and you wearing it slightly, like, much more fitted,
Mm-hmm.
just as an ease adjustment.
Yeah, exactly.
What other finished objects?
So
do you
yeah,
have?
I have,
Oh my
I have
goodness.
many things
Ooh, I
because it's been 4 weeks,
Mm.
and I have been knitting a lot.
I've
So
been knitting a lot, but didn't finish. We're good.
I had been planning when Amy was here. I picked up some caramel of the Merino Boucle,
Love it.
which is a new base for us, and I was thinking about making a ranunculus, like a winter ranunculus, in this.
Haley and I are both feeling it.
It's so
Because it's
squishy
lovely.
and soft, isn't it?
It's
So
It's
it is
like
really
a little
nice.
fluffy kitten.
It is.
It's
It
like-
is.
it's like a
But
baby
one that
sheep.
I'm not going to make me sneeze or make my head explode.
It's a baby.
It's a
Really?
big-
Oh, yeah.
So
It's 100% merino.
it is 100% merino, exactly. Yay! So anyone else like me who's got sensitivities to all the other non-sheep animal fibers,
Camelids and things.
exactly, you could use this.
So
But so I was going to I was going to make a winter ranunculus. I didn't really want to hold anything doubled. I didn't want to carry this with fingering or whatever. And I started, and it was literally too light. The fabric was so light that it would have just like had no drape. It would have, and I was just like, you know what? I love this color. And obviously I had already used one skein. So I said, I am going to do, I kind of wanted to do a Sophie scarf, but then I'm like, no, I want it bigger than the scarf. So this is the Sophie shawl pattern, but just made really tiny.
And petite knits.
Yep, it's a petite knit pattern. And really, it's garter with an I-cord border is what it is.
Yeah.
So, one of the things she does mention in the pattern, you know, if you have a skein that you want to use as much of it, you know, quote unquote, all of it. Weigh your skein before you start, which of course I didn't remember to do. Well, I started at a friend's house when we were doing a little knitting date. And so I weighed it after I had a little bit started, and I'm like, all right, it was a 50-gram skein, basically, or a 52-gram skein. Right. So I worked until I had 27 grams left because I wanted to have a cushion. I have really loose gauge, as those of you who watch us regularly have heard 17 times. So I just, if I were a little looser on the second half, which is another thing I tend to do, the more comfortable you get with the pattern, and I'm not the only one. I mean, that is kind of a common thing. Yep. If you're comfortable with something, if you're making two things, the second one is often bigger because you know it already and you're more relaxed. Especially if you have any tendency. Oh, remember the crochet socks?
Crochet socks.
Crochet socks. One of them was
one was like
50% bigger. It was crazy. Yeah, just because she knew the pattern. It wasn't focusing so hard.
It was literally the difference between following the pattern and knowing the pattern.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyway, I followed it, and I did wind up with like 3 grams left. I was actually a little bit tighter on the way back. But anyway, I have a lovely Sophie shawl / scarf that
so cute.
Is going to look adorable with my golden coat.
I love it.
Isn't it so fun? Yeah.
And those colors are so vibrant in the Merino Boucle.
I know.
We're going to have a class for a Sophie scarf.
So exciting. Mm-hmm.
Coming up in April from Emily, which is going to be, I think, a really great thing for like a
next steps thing,
right?
Next step.
You learned how to knit, and now you're like, okay, I want to make something a little bit more advanced, but like, but
not hard.
But I don't want to, end up crying. And like that's perfect, and something to show off, like a fancy skein of yarn, or like something your favorite color. Mm-hmm. So look for that on the website.
Also, like sometimes if you, I know especially around the holidays last year, people were banging those out, the scarves and the shawls in different sizes. But I love the shawl pattern. Like the scarf is a little slimmer all the way around.
Yes.
I liked this because it does have a little bit more volume in the front. It comes down a little lower.
I like the width of that.
Yeah.
And I think the Sophie scarf is more like a little kerchiefy. So
exactly.
Twice.
We have another one in our window.
Yes, we do.
That's right.
We have one from Antonia made
sort of a finished object, but we didn't finish it.
We did, yes, not finished by us.
Mm-hmm.
In Woolfolk.
No, it's the Quarry Confetti.
The Quarry Confetti
in RGO.
This
is the RGO.
I don't know why I was thinking Woolfolk Flash. Probably because I'm looking at the Woolfolk behind.
Yeah.
But this is the RGO.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right?
So pretty.
This is what I was wearing when Amy was here.
I love it.
Sitting at the
It's really fun. And this definitely, and Amy said it, we were talking about like what was, that with the recycled fibers, you really don't know what is, you can't guarantee what's in them. This definitely has some alpaca in it. Even though I would love to make another Felix out of this, I don't think I could wear it.
Because you sneeze when, like, you reacted to it.
I could feel it.
Yeah.
Well, this is 2 skeins, she said, I think.
Yeah. So that's
2 skeins, 2 100-gram skeins.
Mm-hmm. So that's perfect though. So with your first skein, you work, basically.
Oh yeah, you
have a
half.
little bit left of your first skein when you start. Narrowing the pattern back down again, and then you're going to have enough for your second half.
I like this one.
Yeah.
It fits nicely, like it sits well. It doesn't slip off.
I know. I remember the pictures of her wearing it. We could throw in one of those from when Amy was here. Picture of Amy and Antonia together. I know she was wearing it in that. Yeah. I do have like 1.5 more finished objects.
Yes. All right, let's keep going.
So this is a cowl that I made to see whether or not. Oh, and we should have grabbed one of those. Whether I could tolerate Woolfolk 2 or Tag or two. But
it's spelled TAG.
But Patty said it really shouldn't be pronounced that way.
Oh,
it may have. You were probably helping
we'll
someone at the other end of the table. Norwegian,
our resident Norwegian expert.
Scandinavian speaker, multiple Scandinavian languages. Anyway, this is that wool folk that is 25% or 20%. Yeah, it's 25% mohair and 75% wool, combined with Barocco Ultra wool. And
good combo.
Isn't that so fun? We did an Instagram post recently about this because the thing that I thought was interesting about it was I looked in Ravelry to see what other people had made. It's a new yarn. I wanted to do like a one skein project, right? Because I have these issues with allergies to different fibers. I was not going to invest the time or money of making something completely out of this yarn if it turned out I could really not wear it. So I looked for projects and I came across this hat that somebody did, and I was like, I love it. I want that exact thing. I loved the white with the light gray. It's I love low contrast
Beautiful.
color work, and it's so soft, right? It's so
soft.
and it's not making my head explode.
That's so you turned the hat pattern into a cowl.
So basically, the pattern is called, and actually it's here in my bag.
And that was one skein with a tube?
It's like a half. It's not even a whole one. Yeah.
I have to say,
And
like, this
like
is a
3/4 of a skein of the Barocco Ultra wool.
because the Barocco Ultra wool is not like a super pricey yarn; it's a commercial
No,
yarn.
it's really
right,
inexpensive.
and
yeah.
it's a great way to like play with.
And it's
A really fancy yarn.
Really
Mix and
through.
match.
Yeah.
You definitely could get two of these out of one skein of the two.
And
or
you
top.
you
Maybe that's what it is. It's like
Top.
top.
maybe
Yeah.
Sounds right.
That sounds more. It's TAGE. Yeah. So.
but it definitely you have like a elevated feel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And the Ultra wool is nice. It's a perfectly
Ultra wool
That's why
is
we carry it.
fantastic.
It's a perfectly good yarn.
Yeah, it's a great workhorse yarn, and
But
to like
to-
mix your workhorse
but-
with your
Yeah.
luxury.
Exactly. It definitely the whole thing feels luxurious and
It does, and it looks like
Can we
the
find the
soft,
pattern
soft
in here?
halo.
It's here. All the patterns are down here. I did bring. Whoops, wrong pattern. Sorry,
Well,
other side.
I'll have the name of the pattern.
yeah. Well,
It is. It is. It's the name of the pattern is Our Hat Means Death, and it's based on or inspired by a show on either Netflix or HBO, maybe, I don't know.
yeah, one of the streaming ones.
Yep.
Based, like our flag means stuff.
Right. That's what it is. The show is probably that. So, but the hat pattern was called Our Hat Means Death.
Yes.
And Harper B is the designer of the pattern, and her original picture is, I don't know, do you want to bring it up? It's like blue and white. It's so different looking. It's very
I'll just put a
nautical.
picture from.
It's
Okay,
very
yeah.
cool.
It's inspired, it's inspired by a hat that was worn in the show. But if I had seen this, it would not have triggered in me the idea to make this.
No.
It was seeing somebody's project, and the person who made it on Instagram, their name is bearwool_fiber. And so, we reference them in our Instagram post about it. But just the whole idea of, like, if you have yarn that you're not sure what you want to do with, if you're a Ravelry user, take a look at Ravelry, see what other people have made with it. Especially if it's a newer yarn.
Yeah.
Especially, and I would not have come up with this on my own, but I was so inspired by the hat that Bearwool Fiber made, but also it is kind of an oversized hat. If you see some of the ones that people are wearing, it is big and slouchy, and I was really making this as a store sample. So I got to the point of decreases, and I'm like, you know what? This is going to be a cowl.
I'm just gonna keep
So
going.
I bound off to match the other edge, and I don't know. I may wind up doing this as like an I-cord or something.
I like
I like it with the roll.
All right, fine. It's done.
Leave it.
It's done. It's a store sample, and now there's enough of the top left that I will make something for myself.
I'll
with
also
it.
say I think the hat is super cute.
It is. It's
so
really
like,
cute. Yeah,
I think it's a great. That's really cool, but I love the tonality of it.
I do too.
It's great.
And so so be inspired not only by patterns but by what other people have done
Always.
with a pattern. Yeah,
Great recommendation.
It's amazing how just flipping the colors, which is light and which is dark, and that is
Totally
low contrast
changes your
versus high contrast.
Yeah.
It's like a completely different
Yeah.
object. It really is.
I'm very into the low contrast.
Yeah,
I
I
am too.
like low contrast.
It's that my Sned Roningen that I made
Oh.
years ago,
Well, and-
where it's like the pink and the tonal. Like I
Yeah,
really like it.
beautiful.
And
Easy to wear.
your throwback.
Yeah,
It's
my
very low.
throwback is very
Every
tonal.
time, and I love my throwback, which is very high contrast.
Yeah.
But every time I look at it, I think, oh yeah, and I want to make this low contrast.
That was
too.
another sweater class where everyone showed their like yarn combos, and I was like, oh, I love
I want to do that.
that.
I want to do
I was
that.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I love that. Oh, I love that.
There were so many good ones.
So many options.
And I have one more, like a half-finished
Yay,
object.
half-finished.
I have a sock.
Yay!
Tabby is a free elf, right? I have a sock. So I actually did finish a sock, which has been like over a year since I finished
That's
the sock.
amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And
Afterthought?
I did it. Yep, afterthought heel, just
Okay.
like a wedge toe type afterthought heel. Because honestly, I mostly wear my socks for coziness around the house.
Right,
I am not fussy about the fit of them. This was the one though I did the beautiful twisted rib at the top. This is a skein that Haley got me as a present at some point from Desert Vista Dye Works. It's Foo Fighters, the Foo Fighters colorway. I love the Foo Fighters. Isn't that so fun though?
Yes.
It's got like my gold, my orange, and black
It's
and all.
totally your the right
your
colors.
So this one is done. Haley Kitchener did the heel for me last night when she came home.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Teamwork.
And this one, actually, if I kept knitting, I probably would finish this during the podcast, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll finish it today.
We'll see.
So that's my finished objects.
Woohoo!
Haley, do you
Haley,
have any
what do
finished
you have
other than
finished
what you're
objects?
showing?
I do not.
Okay.
No finished objects.
But
I
we
just
already
have
know you're
socks.
wearing a Felix
Yes.
in Lucky
Felix
Tweets.
Yes.
In night.
Yes.
Well, why don't you kick off our
Whips.
You want to kick off whips? Yeah.
So
Let's do
I
whips.
just have socks at the moment. I do have other stuff that I didn't bring. If I had brought all of my whips, I would have like doubled my car load.
Yeah. She traveled
You're like,
really
I had
light.
to bring laundry home.
We
so.
literally, most of what I brought was laundry.
But it was so funny
I mean,
because
that's what
we
you're
were
supposed to
unpacking
do.
the car last night when Haley got here, and Jean's like, "That's it? That's all of it?" Because really,
Aw.
we normally are not known
We're
for
used
traveling
to it,
light.
exactly. But I mean, instead of packing like my normal suitcase of clothes, I just took my
Took the laundry
laundry
bag.
bag because that's all of what I've been wearing. So
Yeah,
I used to
exactly.
do.
That's a totally valid strategy.
I've taken my laundry bag on New Jersey Transit home from college. And I was like,
Yeah.
guess what?
I believe it. I believe
You
it.
can't judge me because you would do the same.
Right.
So
I have
yeah.
this sock. This is for me.
Oh yeah. Oh, and talk
Hey.
about your process. I love this idea.
Oh yes, I will.
Yeah. Show me this morning.
This is my vanilla sock recipe of just twisted rib for maximum 7 or 8 rows.
You're like,
more likely 6.
till
though,
you
right?
Yeah.
can't stand it
It's 6.
anymore.
And what I've started doing is I do just a round of knit after the cast on, just because it makes it just a little bit easier to go into the stitches because I do twist.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I can see that.
and it just gives it like it makes the edge roll over a little bit,
Yeah.
so that the
Mhm.
bump, like the little pearl bump of your cast on, is like
Just
you can
shows.
see it.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
nice
It's
little
cute.
detail.
Well, yeah. Instead of like,
I don't dislike it, so
I bet it
It
also
doesn't-
makes it slightly stretchier.
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
pretty stretchy.
instead of twisting every other stitch in that first row,
Yeah,
and because you're not doing the rib, it is like a straight line. It's like a chain around the top.
yeah,
Versus
Yeah.
when you have the rib, it kind of goes in and out a little
it's
bit.
cute. And then the inside is interesting too because you can see the difference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take a
Yeah.
picture.
Oh.
Can you write it?
Yes.
Um. So
I just wrote pick here. That was not helpful.
No,
pick here. Yes.
but funny.
Multiple pictures of
Uh,
So I do my twisted rib baby cuff, but it actually does make a difference. Like any rib
yeah.
does. Like I
even
did one
even
pair of
a half
rolls.
a inch of rib
Yeah.
will make a difference.
Yeah,
From a
definitely.
pair of rolled that
Roll cuff, yeah. Do they just slide
they
inside
just
your shoes?
slide on down.
Yeah.
And also that was in my UGG boots,
Uh-huh.
so there's no friction inside. So I
Right.
did. Oh, I could, if I have a picture. Boot.
Did you bring them home?
No, I don't know where they are.
So yeah,
So then I do my heel flap, and then my extended. I just do for my decreased gusset. I do 2 rows of plain in between my decrease.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
And you just like the foot.
Because when I was starting out, like refining my recipe, the top of my foot,
Mm-hmm.
the stitches were stretched more there
Uh-huh.
than anywhere else. So
Uh-huh.
that I have found to
That gives you
slightly
the extra width.
change.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then so it doesn't have a toe and it's not on a needle right now, as you can
Alright.
see. But because I was working on this as a in-class sock, like I'm mostly taking notes, but if like most of my classes are discussion, so if I'm like gathering the point and then gonna like write
Mhm.
down the
Mhm.
synthesis of it, I will knit, and I can do a whole sock in class. So because I can't measure, like I can do all the decreases and stuff, but...
And then you just kind of go for a while until you think you have enough.
I went for, so basically what I intended here is I knit more than I would need for my foot for the stockinette, and theoretically knit enough length to the top of the toe, so that because I wanted to start, I wasn't going to take my shoe off in class and start switching the needle.
Why ever not?
I bet you could have.
I did see someone take their shoes off in the dining hall.
To measure for socks?
No, they just were sitting there, cross-legged,
being very comfortable.
dogs out in the dining hall.
No,
that's
where
a little weird.
No socks.
That's where food is.
No socks.
Yeah.
Gross.
No socks. And so I'm not that person. So I overextended the stockinette to hopefully have enough, because I was going to cut and just start, because I wanted to pull from the middle of the ball.
Right.
That's a good idea. So that way you have
So you can basically
have enough.
You'll rip it back and then re-knit.
Well,
the
yeah.
toe.
So I'm gonna put it on my foot, go to my marker where I start my toe decreases is the bottom of my pinky toe, where my pinky starts, and it should be good. And if I have the rest of the skein if I need
if you
some
need to add more yarn,
but I just like it to stay in the pooling,
True. Yes, exactly. That makes a lot of sense.
So
that's a great idea.
One way to do it. I'm such a fan of using markers along the way for different things. Like if you figure out how many rows it is. But the thing is, the different weights of yarn are different.
It changes based on your brand.
Yeah. But you could have...
Speaking of brand, what brand is that?
This is actually, I won it as Summer Sock Camp prize.
Oh, that's right.
But it does remind me of, it's the thinness, the width, the weight, yarn weight of a spun right round or a LBA. It's a little bit thicker than an LBA, but it's like a spun right. It's probably like a notch up from those two.
Gotcha.
That's my favorite kind of base.
It's pretty
I
thin,
like a 4-ply for socks. I think that the 2-ply is really pretty, but for me, I would use it for other things. Just but purely personal preference on aesthetic look.
I love it though. I think it's great.
And it's very pretty.
Sock number 2.
And it was called Deluminator, right? The color was Deluminator.
Deluminator. I started it during our Harry Potter marathon.
That's right.
Nice.
Yes. That's very cool.
I love
that
that.
color.
Any other whips?
It is really pretty.
Nice.
It reminds me of some of the spun right round colorways.
I've seen the Dreaming Color ones. I'm looking at them now.
That's true too. Oh, yes.
Like, she does such
I
a
haven't
good
used
job.
that yet.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's nice.
I was just talking to somebody about the one skein shawl.
One skein shawl.
So then another one that is also off the needle. I keep stealing this one needle for starting different socks. This is Andromeda.
LBA Super Sock or Cashmerino?
Nice.
So pretty.
Super Sock. Cashmerino is 2-ply.
Okay. As you were just saying. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is for Molly. This is her
your butt.
graduation.
Oh,
sock.
nice.
That she did graduate May 2022, but she has ADHD as well, so she gets it. So whenever
But you haven't finished it. And you're going to see her on St. Patrick's Day, right?
Her birthday is the 16th.
Oh,
So
wow.
We're seeing her the 16th and then the 17th.
Nice.
And she goes to NYU for grad school, right?
Yes.
So that's perfect. So
That's
whenever
perfect.
Haley's home, she takes the train into the city and visits.
Perfect.
Yay. Now I have an excuse. So that's just one done, because I got to the point where I had to look at the measurements and I didn't want to do that.
Yep.
And then my fun, creative, not plain one color sock. This is the start of my.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that so pretty?
This was my. What's it called?
2022.
It's
Advent.
Girls in the Yarn Cafe.
Oh.
The two. Dragon Horde and Yarn.
Yarn Cafe Creations.
Yes.
Creations. This was the Disney Princess Advent.
That's
From
so
2021.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, it wasn't
Amanda
this hip.
Yes,
sees
yeah,
the sparkles
2021.
and is
Yeah,
like,
And it does have
got the
silver
spark.
stellina,
Yeah.
yes.
Little base.
Well, I'm sure I've said it before. That was the very first knitting podcast I ever watched.
Uh-huh, yeah,
Girls
yeah.
at the Yarn
Remember
Cafe,
that,
and
yeah.
I
Mhm.
loved their podcast so
Yeah.
much. They don't,
They
podcast
did
anymore.
one.
No,
they
they-
did one
they
not too
started.
long ago.
They
started
started
back
up
up?
again,
But,
but I think I only saw
it's-
one.
And then they only
I
did
don't-
a couple
yeah.
episodes.
Yeah,
That kind
yeah.
of thing.
yeah,
I get
Mhm.
that too.
I do too.
I get that. So I'm making my own. So Kay, Crazy Sock Lady, has been did like in the end of 2022, like holiday season, was doing a lot of like striped socks,
Scrappy and
stripy
striped.
socks,
Mhm.
and she did release like a recipe pattern for that, or a real like a official pattern, for like a mini set, and then so it's
Mhm.
like rainbow. She did rainbow and gray, and
Mhm.
Right,
it's
right.
cute. So that into we will definitely have the right name, but it's like Cozy Corner or something.
Yeah,
One of the Advent skeins that is a striped skein.
Uh-huh.
I really like the look of that, so
Mhm.
this is based on that, and I'm doing 5 rows of every ball.
oh, nice. Oh, that's a
So-
great
So you
idea.
That is
hand wound
really
them.
cool.
I hand wound them to have my little enrichment time in my enclosure. Because I do like going into like hand winding 24 mini
Yeah,
skeins,
yeah.
you know that you're going to be doing the same, like it's a repetitive, like it's
Yeah.
a brain off kind of activity.
Yeah.
Totally.
So
Good time
It
to
doesn't-
listen to an audio podcast
yeah, I
or
was
maybe
watching
watch a video
Gab. I was
podcast.
watching Gab do the walkthrough.
Yeah.
She started Breath of the Wild again.
Oh,
And so Jean has also been
nice.
playing again,
Smolders.
and so I've been
Yeah.
watching her do it because I'm like, I don't know if I'll bop around
That's
now that I'm home on the game.
Nintendo Switch, Zelda,
Zelda
Legend
and
of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. The new one's coming out.
sequel is coming out in May.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, we got to get that for Jean for his birthday.
Yes.
There's no way.
Write it
It
down.
takes. It's a huge.
No, well, that we'll remember.
game. It takes hours to
Long
do.
time.
That's my retirement plan.
Ah.
When I retire, I'm going to get to play Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Like by hours,
That's what
it's like
all of the
hundreds
like
hours.
retirement homes are gonna have. They're just gonna be
Yes. Oh my God.
Here's a
It's gonna be
PlayStation.
Just Dance.
Here's
Oh
a Switch. Here's a game.
my
board.
gosh, that's so true.
Literally.
Here's Xbox.
Very fun. I
I
We'll
love
play
that.
Halo for like 85 hours.
I told Beth that's my retirement plan. I'm just going to live in her basement and play video games.
Oh,
Sounds
that's so
amazing.
fun. Very fun.
I love
Do
it.
that.
Jean is definitely like starting that part of the retirement
It's
plan.
great.
Oh, yeah.
But he did it even pre-retirement. It was
Yeah,
an
yeah.
hour in the evening here and there.
I had
Why
zero
not?
time now. I did start Pokemon Sword,
Oh.
which is a much shorter playthrough. But
I wonder if
Yeah.
there's going to be a new Animal Crossing anytime soon. Have you heard anything about that?
I have not heard anything about that.
It's funny because I did sign up for a bunch of those, a few of those podcasts when I was really playing it a lot.
Yeah.
And I've seen little headlines or like little episode
Maybe
names
it's
like,
coming.
well, no, like that they really are like almost dismantling the current version. Like they're taking things away that used to happen every
Oh.
year.
Things away.
What?
Yeah.
Like no
Why?
more of the weird Bunny
Like
Day
the,
thing.
yeah, exactly. Bunny Day,
Yeah, Bunny Day was terrible. Sorry.
I guess
Bunny
it's
Day,
just, like,
Thanksgiving, all of the different.
They
Yeah,
had to
Thanksgiving.
release updates.
well, yeah. So they,
So
I
they're,
mean,
like, no
well,
longer
basically,
actively working.
I mean,
anyone.
I didn't do Thanksgiving the first 3 years. They just got to keep the same thing.
But I think for the people who have done it multiple years, it's like they're, I don't know. I think that, well, and
That's not
apparently
cool, man.
some of the podcasters who, play and podcast about their games feel that they must be coming out with a new one soon because they're like dismantling the old one.
Yeah, okay.
So
And
we'll see.
longer
That's
actively
how it-
updating.
That's how it.
It's
how it
yeah,
goes.
and I think that's what they said. That's how it's happened before. So
Yeah.
if you're a long time player of those kind of games, then
You know what's
you know what to expect.
I'm
Yeah.
a long time player adjacent of those kind of games.
Yeah.
Well,
I
used to
did
play when I was a kid.
enjoy
You're a kid.
Animal
And I'm
Crossing.
so much younger than
You
me.
did
When
enjoy
I-
Animal Crossing.
I really did.
I
Yeah.
loved Animal
That was
Crossing.
I
haven't played in a
saved $1 a week for 2 years to buy my NES.
Aw,
When I was
that was like me with
8.
my alpaca sweater.
Yeah, I bought my NES when I was 8.
Oh,
Saved $1 a week.
I love that.
This was $100.
So
Well
are
planned.
is that are we
Anything
good
else?
on
Those are
whips?
my whips, and then I do have a crochet gauge square.
Okay.
That is not cooperating. It's half an inch too tall. So
Uh-oh.
we did send a text to Susan Leibowitz for
Our overall
SOS.
crochet expert at Yarnia.
So this
Crochet guru.
is
Yes.
the gauge swatch for the Liberty
Crochet Mural.
Liberty Crochet Mural for New Jersey.
Yes.
I'm square number 19 and you're square 29. I have the
Something. I have my paper there.
paper. 29. So
Thank you.
this is just the gauge square.
And
But-
as I work on mine, they're due in a month, and I am
April
going to
15th.
start it.
That is a project that is being spearheaded and organized by a friend of
Kara
ours.
Davis.
By Kara.
Kara Davis,
She's
January
doing-
1.
She's doing the New Jersey.
She's coordinating
She's
the New Jersey
coordinating
one,
New Jersey.
which is great. Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
We have a couple customers doing that too, and I
Yep.
told her, I was like, count me as a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it's time to join, that's
no, I can
definitely
totally don't
some
join.
time when, we'll
Yeah.
she'll need additional hands and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that, and
That'll be awesome.
it's
We'll put
3
information
colors.
down below.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we'll put there's Instagrams for the whole project, and then
Yeah, each
there's
state
individual
has one.
state Instagrams.
I'm not putting
Um,
50 states.
No,
For
but
us,
if you go to the main one.
yeah,
Yeah, the main one,
but
you
just
can
like
then
for
disseminate.
your knowledge.
I'll show
But-
you the New Jersey one.
But the other thing
So
is,
look at your stuff.
some states like New York already has 2 apparently that are
cool.
being mounted
Yeah.
in different parts of the state, and it's meant as a moving political and art installation. Some states don't have one yet, so if you happen to be in a state that doesn't have one, and
Maybe
you're a
you can
crocheter,
see
and
Yeah.
exactly, and you're it's really about reproductive rights, and if
Yeah.
you're interested in that. There definitely are states where they're still looking for people to be the coordinator for the state.
Yeah.
And
We had a couple of Yarnia folks learn to crochet for it.
That's so
that's
cool.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, nice.
Oh.
I didn't even know that.
All right, let's keep going with
Yes,
whips.
yes.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, because
Before our
we're
battery dies.
Yeah.
before our battery dies.
All right.
'Cause we gotta.
I have whips
Move
too. I have
forward.
many whips. Can you hand me my big ass bag? It is my big ass bag. All right.
That is the brand name.
It is
The
literally
marketing name.
by Black Pearl Magic, which she does not wholesale these, but
That Black Pearl Magic.
all right. So I showed you that sock already. So that is one sock finished, one sock whipped. I frogged my other mitten that I had started
Oh,
for
All
the
right.
knit along, and I now am making the same pattern, which is Spilly Jane's. I've forgotten the name. Which one did I decide on? Persnickety. This is so perfect. That's so me.
I love it.
Spilly Jane's
pretty
Persnickety
pattern.
knits. Yes, mitts. So I am using Cricut. I was originally doing this in Tough Sock,
yes.
and
oh.
it's gonna
Lucky
be
Tweet.
Baby Lucky Tweet. It's gonna be so perfect, I think, in this. So
I love it.
this was another one where I was like timing myself on ribbing. Like, you can do it, because I wanted it to be like 20 rounds at
Yeah.
least. This pattern only calls for like 12, and I'm like, no, I like longer ribbing. I like my
ribbing.
wrists to be
go
covered.
down the
Yeah.
sleeve,
So I was hoping to have more progress on this than I do, but it's funny. I literally am at the point where I frogged the other one now. I've done like 3 rows of the chart. So
Nice.
it's fine. I should have at least one done by the next
Those will
episode.
definitely keep your hands warmer than
Yeah.
Tosh, than
Yeah.
Tosh sock. I
Mhm.
mean, Tosh sock is my favorite sock yarn.
Mm-hmm,
As we get to Helen Stewart's sock society,
Yeah.
we'll start seeing a lot of Tosh sock
Uh-huh.
and a lot of LDA.
Yep.
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 Super sock for me, but I prefer
yeah.
color work and non superwash because it just makes
Mhm.
like a consistent fabric.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's funny, I was telling Jen and Amanda, we were talking about it at some point recently, that, I had done some other colorwork mittens, years ago in sock yarn, but it really wasn't more toothy sock yarn. It's
Oh,
like one
yeah.
of the things I love about Tosh sock is how smooth and
Yeah.
kind of
It's
Great on your
great.
feet.
how lovely it
Feels
feels.
so nice on cables or
Yeah.
lace at a tight gauge.
Yeah. But not for something like this. So
Yeah.
and my colors are even similar. It's like I should do the 2 side by side, what they look like. The other thing that I'm really excited to get back to is my Ariana cardigan
Oh, yeah.
by Amy Christophers.
I would love to
And
do that. It's
I
not in
did. So I had last time
I
you
love
saw
this
this, I
so
had
much.
10 squares, and I'm keeping them in batches of 10 on some
love
of
it.
my stitch holders. It gives me that sense of satisfaction, like I actually did something.
Yeah.
Stitch holders.
And I did 10 more over the
Nice.
weekend.
That's
Perfect.
great.
So-
cranking those out.
I am. But the funny thing was, I had an entire sweater I made, and this started out as Lucky Tweed leftovers because, as you know, we love Lucky
We
Tweed,
love our Lucky Tweed.
and I have made sweaters in all of these colors of Lucky Tweed, and plus the black.
And these are the colors of your
And so this is what I decided to do for my Ariana, but
the cardigan that you were just talking about. The one the knit along the class
Your class
throwback.
yes.
Thank you.
yes, that's true. I did
Had to
use.
say.
I actually used all these colors in the throwback plus the black. That is, but I had actually used most of them already.
No, I know, but that's what I see.
I have a
There's
yarn I
a
love, and I have a
consistent
palette.
palette.
I have a palette.
Dependability.
So the thing is, I had done an entire double thickness sweater of Lucky Tweed and cream that I decided I was going to frog, but my frogging video of my circle is our most liked post on Instagram
I
still.
love it.
Over 2,100 likes. So I want to do a video of frogging the entire sweater.
Yeah.
I think that would be really
That'd be
fun.
You should.
But I did, and I'm going to probably do it like as a nice reel. I took some pictures before I started. This is most of one sleeve. So I've started to like rip the sweater apart to have, because it's silly for me to get more white yarn to
No,
make
but
this
you already
stuff.
have it.
I have,
Yeah.
literally, I have like 2 sweaters worth because it's a double,
It's a double.
Yeah.
held double worsted weight sweater. So anyway, this is gonna. I am gonna see. I may kind of bump this to the beginning, to the a little higher in my queue or my activity, so that
Yeah.
I can maybe finish it to wear it at least
spring,
once
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be warm, even though it's crocheted. It's
Yeah,
a
But
lot. It's a
also
lot of
the-
fabric.
Having the holes traps the heat in different ways.
I
so
know.
it
I know.
makes it
We'll see.
warm.
I'll know in the next week or so whether I'm really going to kind of push to get this done. I feel like I've been doing a lot of crochet, and I kind of I need to maybe start a knitted sweater as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that is me at the
That's your
moment
whips?
on whips. Yes.
All right. I will go into my whips. My biggest whip is the Tsubaki Pullover, which
The colors
is...
are so amazing. Ah.
This is
so
the Tsubaki Pullover. I am almost at the sleeve divide. And this is our winter sweater class. I'm doing it in LBA, Amy's Flashy Lipstick, in sock, and the mohair silk held together. It is so light and fluffy.
Yeah, it is.
And
Gorgeous.
talking about
Very
like
cloud-like.
staying ahead of the class, I'm
Mhm.
basically like, this is a really interesting construction. It's contiguous.
Mhm.
So partially because everybody was like, I don't understand how this works.
Yeah.
I'm
What
like,
does
"You're
that
not-
mean? What does that mean?
You're not gonna
until
you
right?
see it, and then you're like, oh, so it's basically contiguous shaping is essentially a set-in sleeve, in this case a saddle shoulder and a set-in sleeve, shaped all with increases from the top down. So I am now, you can kind of see now, like, this is a sleeve, but I wanted to make sure that I could show the students and be like, this is where you are, this is what it's going to look like, and then when you fold it, like, so, when you look at it from the top down, it doesn't look like anything until you fold it in half, and then you're like, it's a sweater.
Mm.
So I'm working on that. I've got the cable pattern down where, with the help of a progress keeper, I have the pattern memorized. So the big chunky cables, you do the turn every 12 rows.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, that is long.
That's a long one. So, but the nice thing is that the little twisty cables, you make like a little circle every 4 rows.
Mhm.
So
3.
So you know when you've done
circles
3 of those, it's time to cable
equals
again.
Yep.
one
That's
big.
very helpful.
Yes.
Totally. Yeah, I love it when designers plan
It
for
does
things
the
like that
math,
to make it
yeah.
easier
Yeah,
for you
it's
rather
a
than
really.
harder.
So I can tell if I cable in the last row.
This is a really well done pattern. I will have to say.
Nice.
Why is this
And
so
who is that again? Is it by-
Hiroko. I don't remember. It's down there.
Yes,
It's
Amanda
down
put
on
it
the
down there
bottom.
as she does, as she always does.
And my other whip is. Do I have all the stitches on the needle? I do.
I know I just dropped
Is
one.
the second sock of the string of
pretty.
light sock. This is the first one, looking all crumpled. I'm at the heel flap.
I love this. You're
And
pretty.
this is also LBA.
What color is
How
that again?
Totoro and
No.
I?
Sophie.
No. Sophie,
Helen Sophie in the
Okay.
super sock.
in the
Thanks.
super sock. Thank you, Amanda, for remembering what I cannot.
Well, that's because I knit a sock in the same color.
Exactly, and I saw it and was like, I want one. So those are my whips, but right now I'm really focused on the sweater to really get
Ahead of the class.
ahead of the class, and also be able to demonstrate here's how the sleeve works, because it works in a funky way, which is very cool also.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Well, I have made, I think, very good progress on sweaters. So I have, like I said, 6 sweaters on the needles, which is a lot. And I've been actively working on 3. And
Wow.
I'm
Nice.
super happy with the progress I've made. So I've been, well, first, Amy came to visit us. And that was the impetus for casting on one of the sweaters, because I was like, these guys had sweaters with Lobby and Anime yarn, and I did not. So, I was like, well, I can be knitting on a sweater with Lobby and Anime yarn, and we'll count that as even. So that's what I was doing. And actually, I think a lot of our customers liked that I was knitting on, and
Oh, for sure.
a lot of the rows aren't action rows. So I was like, here, try it, right? Because it's just knit. So they could, feel how it is to work with a cashmerino and mohair silk together.
Oh my God.
Wow. It's like cloud also.
So I actually started this the Sunday before Amy came, because we went to see Catherine's opera, and I finished the back in 12 days,
Wow.
Nice.
which is for me really fast to do a fingering weight sweater back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is, sorry,
Wow.
this
So
is
pretty.
Flower Buds by Astrid
That's
Troland.
so sweet.
Isn't that cool?
So that's the back.
Wow.
And it's got, here, I'll bring it close so you can see the detail. It's got, it's a short sleeve sweater, and it's got these little twisted stitch patterns every 6 rows, so it's not too much. I'm holding the cashmerino in Glacier with the silk mohair and the color Jasper, which are very similar.
Yeah, they go
Like-
very well together.
Yeah.
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 There's a little bit of darker pops in the Jasper, which show through, but they're very similar colorways. So this is the back. I finished it, and now I'm working on the front, and that was what I started. So the ribbing, of course, is used as a smaller needle size, and I had the needles on that I had cast off the top and the back with still on, and that's why I cast on using the wrong needle size, and then I had gotten like 1.5 inches in. I was like, this doesn't look the same. Like, I could just tell. I didn't have this piece with me, but I was like, this is different.
It doesn't feel great.
Right. So anyway, now I have caught back up to where I had frogged, and we're back on track. So I'm not going to be working on this as heavily as I was working on this piece, but I cast this on last night. We went to the city on the train. To see Drunk Shakespeare.
Uh huh.
Oh,
I love Drunk Shakespeare.
Have you been?
Yes.
It's super fun.
Is it a live show or is
Yeah,
it like
it's
a
live.
play?
It's and it's like in a restaurant, so it's not like on a stage.
gotcha.
So it's sort of like everybody sitting around, and there's a handful and a half of actors who are doing Shakespeare. We saw Macbeth, but one of them takes 5 shots at the beginning of the show.
5.
So Banquo
Oh my god.
was a little tipsy, and it brings an element of surprise to the show. It was really fun. It was the most humorous Macbeth I've ever seen. It was really lovely.
Absolutely.
Highly recommend. I'll put a link down below for that. So I cast this on the train back and forth from the city last night, and just finished up the ribbing. So now I'm ready to go on. Now I'm ready to put the needles that I started it on back on,
Back on.
and start the body. So that'll be a fun project. Then we went away for the weekend, last weekend, to the Finger Lakes region in New York, which is like northwest New York. If you're not familiar with New York State geography, that's like northwest New York State.
hypotenuse of the triangle.
Yeah.
There you go.
And like Ithaca and Syracuse, those cities are up. Rochester, I guess, is a little bit beyond the Finger Lakes.
Eerie.
But the Finger Lakes were created when glaciers dragged ginormous rocks like through New York State back during the Ice Age. And so like they're huge. Like the bottom of Lake Seneca is below sea level.
Wow.
It's really deep.
Mm.
They do like the U.S. Navy does like submarine testing and like
Wow.
because like the pressure is so
That's amazing.
strong.
Oh, wait, I was
Cool.
thinking of the Great Lakes. I know what you're talking about. The Finger Lakes.
The part that's
Finger
like
Lakes
above
more-
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The wide part of New York.
And so there's actually like a lot of wineries up there.
Mhm.
Because the
Great
weather
wineries.
with the lakes, like it creates the right conditions for grape growing.
Mhm.
A lot of good Rieslings. If you think about like what German wines are, I feel like there's a lot of that in the Finger Lakes region. So,
Mhm.
but we enjoyed some wine tastings and cider. We went to the cider house twice, which was delicious. And if you followed our Instagram, you saw me hand wine a skein because I took an extra skein in case I needed it, which I did. And I had to hand wind it. Sam, my partner, had to hold it while he watched soccer.
Nice.
I was like hand winding a skein. But
Being the chair.
yes, I
Leave the chair.
actually
Become the chair.
I made material progress on his Andrea Mowry Gibb, the Gibb 2 by Andrea Mowry. So now it's like I'm almost done with the raglans, I
That's
think.
awesome.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
What yarn is that in?
So this is in Northlight Atlantic.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's the worsted Northlight. It's so lovely to work with. Yeah.
That's so pretty.
Ooh, yeah.
The texture looks great in that.
Yeah,
Like-
it does.
It looks dense, like, because, like, that's what you're used to, but it's got such a squish to it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So this one is super fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. And now I'm to the point where I don't have to refer to the pattern. I know
I like
what the
that.
raglan increases have this cable. So yeah, so like the body of the sweater has like this waffly texture, which is made of knits and pearls. More pearls than knits for those of you who are not pearl lovers, just FYI. There's a lot of purling going on. But I like it.
It looks
like,
really, it's a
I
nice
really
texture.
like it.
It's
Do you
very
know
pretty.
It's
I
like
realize-
a double seed stitch rib thing.
Yeah, it
Well,
looks
and
like
that's the
bamboo,
thing.
Like a bamboo.
Yeah, it
one.
does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I actually do have pictures in my Ravelry. You can see it. I'm doing better this year about keeping my projects in Ravelry. I was thinking, though, which I think, my partner, this is going to look really nice, but another thing to consider if you're making this, because of the way that the knits and pearls are, it is a little ribbed.
Yeah.
This is going to,
So it will.
It's going to grow a
Cling.
little, or
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it'll be
cling.
clingy.
Mm-hmm.
Thing.
Well, it
Well,
depends on how
you
you've sized it too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave him some positive ease, but like not a ton. But I think it's, the fabric's going to, like a rib sucks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I don't think that's going to be a bad thing. That's just as an FYI.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a heads up.
Yeah, I think. I mean, and if you look at the pattern, I think that's Andrea Mowry's husband modeling it. He's got.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he's a manly man.
Broad shoulders.
Broad shoulders. Yes.
Rugged.
Oh, and I only took a 20-inch needle.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh boy! And so your
Cramming that
audience
sucker
needs.
on.
I had to visit a local yarn store.
Yeah, always fun.
Yeah,
Always.
and they had the Prim circular needles, which we don't carry right now.
Mhm.
We actually are restocking the crochet hooks and the single points and the double points, which I love, and I use all of those. But we haven't gotten the circular, so now I was like, perfect opportunity.
Good time to try
So
something.
now I have a 32-inch 7 to
Yeah.
knit this on, and I really love the cord.
Nice.
So, lovely, lovely. So that's my sweater number 2 I've been working on. And then, as soon as we got home from Finger Lakes, on Sunday night, Monday morning, I flew to Vegas. And
Travel.
that was for work, that wasn't for fun. I literally was in bed at 7:30 every night.
Oh,
Mhm.
in Vegas.
Because I went to a conference sort of unannounced. So I wasn't part of any of the scheduled dinners or anything like that. I didn't register for the conference. I was just stalking people who were there. So
That sounds funny, Amanda.
Everybody-
I was just talking to people who were there.
well, yeah. I was literally just, I mean,
I was there
conferences are
to meet
expensive.
and mingle.
yeah. And so when I know that people are going to be there, I
Mm-hmm.
can just go and sit sort of like in the lobby, and when I see them, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. How have you been? Yeah. And then get what I need
What
done.
a coincidence that we are here at the same time.
Thanks, Sean.
Oh, I didn't see you on the registration, but my registration listed a few weeks old. I'm like, yeah, exactly. We had that conversation a few times. But I brought my, which one is this? Balloon cardigan.
Ooh.
Yeah, by Petite Knit on the plane. And when I brought it, I was like done with the first buttonhole,
Nice.
which is, where's the first buttonhole?
That is some plain knitting
Here.
for sure.
Yeah.
PLANE.
All
Yes.
of this, I finished the rest of the body on
Wow.
the plane.
Nice.
And then I picked up here, and if you saw our Instagram there, I basically ran out of yarn as our plane touched down in Newark.
Wow.
Pretty good planning.
Your
That was it.
timing is
Or
kind of
lucky.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think this sweater is going to, because I was actually knitting the smallest size because it's made with a lot of ease.
Yeah.
And
Ton
like
of
we've
ease.
talked about, I don't love a ton of ease, but I think my gauge is off.
Oh no.
But not since I'm knitting the smallest size, which actually didn't have any ease. Now I think I'm going to have 5 inches of ease.
Okay.
Which
Which
and I
is-
think given the fit, like the
Right.
usual fit of that sweater, that sounds perfect.
I think it's supposed to have 8 to 10 inches of each, which is
Uh-huh.
not too much. But now I think I'm going to end up with 5.
yeah. Which
So I think that's fine. But this is the second time I've knitted with a very textured yarn, because this is the Tavy
Ta. I think ta.
Taj.
Is ta-
Tog.
Ta. I don't know. We have
Anyway.
The wool folk.
I'm going to put the word down
The
below.
fuzzy
Yeah.
wool folk.
so you know what it is.
And then, so I also knit with the
No.
flet, if you remember my stripes sweater, which ended up tragically large. That also has a lot of texture, right? First, check your gauge. Do a gauge swatch. Second, if you're knitting with a textured fiber, my gauge gets bigger, materially.
Yeah, makes sense because the
Things-
yarn is not
Yeah,
smooth.
It's not smooth.
yeah.
You don't.
It
the
adds
stitches
kind of
aren't as tight.
volume, and or it's consistent. They're not going to be as even.
So I'm knitting with the needles recommended for this sweater, but I'm definitely getting a bigger gauge.
Mm-hmm. And you're usually pretty
I'm
on
usually
gauge
spot
with
on.
most
Yeah.
things.
Did you do a gauge?
Of course
swatch?
not. No, of course not.
Yeah.
Because it's an
You know,
oversized sweater and there's plenty of room. And I was traveling. Whatever. Knit Night made me do it. That's the story.
I'm knit night.
That's the story for this sweater. Knit Night made me do it.
I mean, I think it's adorable.
I think it's going to be great. And I was looking at some of the buttons back there that I'm going to put on it.
Experiment on.
Oh, it's definitely going to be beige on beige. It's just this. is
Yeah,
gonna be-
that's the tonal Scandinavian way.
yes, it is. It's going to be great. But that's my sweater progress, which I feel like is quite significant.
I think your sweater
Definitely.
progress is amazing.
To be progressing on 3 sweaters, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have anything more?
No.
We should talk a little bit about what's new in store, but also our drawing.
Yes, let's talk about our giveaway from last time, and
Billy.
and we can kind of do new in store and then give it
Yes.
for next time.
What was our? It's been a while. What was our giveaway
has.
last time?
Can you hand me that little pile there? Yes. So last time, it really has been a while. It was we recorded before the Super Bowl.
Oh my
happened.
goodness.
Yeah, that's how long it's been.
Oh my god!
Because we didn't have a question with Amy. So our question was, what are you eating for the Super Bowl?
I can't go read those again. It's going to make me hungry.
I know.
I know.
It's like
Yeah.
I really want
So,
to
you know, a lot of people did the usual snacky things. And in fact, our winner did that in a big way. A lot of
Yeah.
people were like, nope, no Super Bowl knitting. Some people were like, what's the Super Bowl again?
Yeah.
We ran the gamut, as we usually do. Our winner was Denise Whitmore, who said, and Amanda will have the quote down here, but her husband smoked pulled pork belly, Czech mix. I mean, they went wild. They did all kinds of things. Mexican street corn, sweet Czech mix, sliders with the meat and coleslaw. It sounded so delicious.
That sounds amazing.
We wish we could crash.
Yeah, I was about to
We-
say.
I'm
and
really hungry right now.
You know what? I know I haven't eaten anything yet. I'm definitely starving. He made homemade peach barbecue sauce. Does that not sound killer?
That sounds pretty good.
We need a
Actually,
recipe for
Denise,
that.
could you provide the recipe? We would love
Denise,
that.
when
It's
you
not a
send-
secret family recipe.
Exactly.
When you send us an email saying like, "Yay, I won," and you send us
And
your
here's the
address,
recipe.
just make sure to include the links to Google Maps so we can come to your house.
Just
Because
show
we'll be
location.
doing that.
Oh
And be
my
like,
goodness.
"Hi, I hear you make pulled pork."
Yes.
And homemade peach barbecue sauce.
peach barbecue sauce.
Did I hear pork belly in there too?
Yes, yes. So Denise wins her choice of any of our cinnamon stitching embroidery kits,
Ooh.
and we do still have the heart,
I love
which
the
is
heart.
adorable. The turtle, if you love blues. The butterfly, which has got blue and purple and
The
pink.
butterfly's so pretty.
And my favorite, the elephant,
Oh, it's so
which
cute.
has
It's
got
like
orange
a-
and yellow and
elephant,
green.
too.
It's
Yeah,
like
like
Lucy
Lucy
the
the Margate
elephant.
elephant. Yeah, a New Jersey
New
icon.
Jersey, exactly.
I love it.
So, congratulations, Denise. Please email us at hello@shopyarnia.com. Let us know which of these you'd like. Let us know your address, as Jen said. We do need your address to send it to you.
We really
not,
do need
not
your
just
address.
the crash for that barbecue sauce and the sliders and things.
But be warned.
It might happen.
You see minivan.
Road trip. Road trip.
Those knitters pile out. Clown car. Where it's the
Knitter
floor.
Knitter clown car.
Knitter clown car. I love it.
That was us on
100%.
the way to Rhinebeck that one year.
Yes,
Oh.
that was in your car.
That was in my car. I
You drove
had
the knitter
like
clown
8
car.
knitters.
Yeah.
I was like, I can take you all because I do have knitters.
Yeah.
I know.
So.
What do we want?
So let's
let's
talk a little
talk
about
about-
new in store, and then
Okay.
because and we don't have a question yet, but we'll think of something.
We'll think of
we
one.
always do.
So
Yes,
one
so
of
Jen,
our
why don't
first
you tell
new
us
in
about
store is Knitted Wit Sock. And we are doing their Knitted Wit Her Story Club
So
this
excited.
year.
I've always
Yay.
looked at those.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And they take books by women authors and are inspired by the books and the authors to do colorways. This one is Unbound, which is based on Tarana Burke's Unbound, which is an amazing book. This is literally a copy that we borrowed from our neighbors, our good
Fresh
friends
from the book.
Yeah.
Around
at
the
Watchung
corner.
Booksellers, who are just a fantastic, small, independent bookseller, from whom you can order online.
Yes.
FYI.
Yes, just like us. They do in store and online.
They do in-store, they do online. You can pick up online. The staff there is absolutely fantastic. Margot and her daughter Maddie are the fantastic people who run the bookstore.
Let's talk to them about doing a
Oh.
bundle.
Oh, I've sent an email.
Yeah, okay. So stay tuned. There might be.
So stay tuned. But you can see how Laura Jean and her team have really interpreted the book cover. This book is from the activist behind Me Too. She created one of the creators of the Me Too movement, and it's all about her kind of commitment to justice, her commitment to equity, and kind of how it came about. It's her story. It is literally her story, and this is Women's History Month in March. So you can pick up your book from Watchung Booksellers, and I'll tell you, if they do not have it, I do this all the time. If they don't have a book, I'm like, hey, can you order me this book? And 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
it's within 2 days.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
no.
they're super
Every
quick.
time I've had to order something,
Right.
yeah.
And they text you,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and they're like, hey, it's in, and I'm like, oh my god, I love
Already?
you so much.
yeah.
You're my favorite. They're absolutely fantastic. I also highly recommend if you are further afield and you want to support a local indie
If you
bookseller.
don't have one
If
of
you
your
don't
own,
have one,
you can adopt Watchung Booksellers.
Adopt Watchung Booksellers. They are
We love them. They're great.
amazing team.
Yeah.
And also, they have a really nice children's section.
They do.
Their
That
children's
was
section
Always
is
my favorite place to go.
That's
Still
the
is an
best
enjoyable
favorite place to go.
experience.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, like
And great recommendations from the staff,
my
like
gosh.
handwritten
Mhm.
recommendations.
Yep.
I'm like, I like this, and this is why. And it's
Yeah.
like they're really.
Yeah, and actually, if you're anywhere in our area and you don't know about them, they do author events multiple
Yes.
times a month.
They do amazing author events.
Yeah.
I saw Hillary
Hillary
Clinton.
Clinton was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
worth
feel
signing up for
hockey
their
My friend
newsletter.
Lisa Rosenberg was there.
Yes,
last year,
Lisa
and
Rosenberg.
Suzanne Moyers too.
Yeah,
actually,
Suzanne
too.
Moyers.
Yep.
They do huge events, even though it's a tiny little bookseller.
It is one
Yeah.
of the best, like, such a good bookstore, like in person. Like it
Yeah.
smells
Yes.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
And, like the wood
And
floor.
DePeppo
and DePeppo is right there.
right there.
Yeah.
They have like there's
Such
like a
a
little
little
restaurant
cafe,
that kind of like
restaurant.
flows into it.
It's
That's
beautiful.
fantastic Italian food.
Amazing. Oh, now I want
Actually, that's one of
No, I
Emily's.
know. I want those
That's one of
meatballs.
Emily's favorites for
That's
lunch.
so
A lot of times,
good.
if she's teaching her on a Saturday, she runs and has lunch in between her classes.
At DePeppo.
She said it's her favorite.
It's such a good place.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, they're also the type of bookseller where, I mean, one of my very good friends works there, but it's fantastic because I'm like, so and so, like, Max loved this book. I need a recommendation that's like it, but not like it. Or
Right.
I loved this book and I need something similar. And the staff will 100% be like, all right, I can tell you exactly what you're going to want.
I got you.
Mhm,
I got you.
mhm.
So
I feel like they're the book version of us.
I
are
was
the
literally
good
thinking
version
the
of us.
same thing. Like,
But, like,
we are
And now
We're
we
like
have a
peas in a pod.
collab sort of.
Twisters.
yes,
Yeah.
now we're gonna see about collabing for our Knitted Wit Her Story. So every month we're gonna get
8 skeins.
eight
Eight
skeins
games, yeah.
on the Knitted Wit sock, which is actually one of my favorites.
Super
Mine too,
squishy.
yeah.
Super squishy
It's
sock
super
face.
squishy
Very
and
fun.
inspired.
and the
I mean,
colors, the color
like
ones.
I feel like this is such a fantastic
I really wanna read
interpretation
this
of
book.
this.
I
book.
want
Me too.
Mhm.
Me too.
Ah,
So check it out. This one is Unbound, and this is Unbound.
yeah.
Excellent. Okay,
Super.
so that's our new in
That's
store for
one
one
new
new
in store.
in store.
Another new in store since if you want to start handing
Yes.
some
So
stuff.
we talked about the sock blockers.
The
There's-
sock blocker.
Yes.
There's also
Yeah.
Oh, these are mitten blockers. There's also sock blockers.
They're sock blockers.
Yes.
Yes. So here, why don't
Those
we
are
pass down?
the blockers are new.
We'll
in
do
store.
one
Blockers are
one
new,
type per
yeah.
person.
Ooh. Ah, got it.
So we talked about this before, but we couldn't sell it then. But now that Amy has been here,
We can
we can sell the 4 new lines of La Bien-Aimée that we started carrying with her visit here. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
now
with my
have. Amanda's
big.
got the Cory Confetti, which we have in 3 colors: gray bow, RGO, and which means really good orange, and ochre.
Yeah.
Jen's got the Wensley worsted, which we have, I think, now in 9 colors. We sold out of
Yes.
some.
This one is Hella, Vespa, and Peach Sweater, but we have more.
They're yummy
We
together.
do.
Oh yeah.
And I've just got a couple of skeins of the mohair silk, which, you think you've used, or you have used mohair silk before. This
You ain't
is
seen nothing
amazing.
like
it
it.
truly does glow. And this is what Jen
Yeah.
is using in her
Yeah.
sweater.
And what I'm
Yeah.
using, it looks better.
Yeah, it glows from within. And I have got in my hands Tang and Hagalia.
I love Hagalia.
Yeah,
And
it's such a great
everything.
blue.
And everything. It's
I think
such a
it
great
is
blue.
the one color we have across almost every
I think
base.
it's- Yeah.
I think like every base it's offered on anyway.
Yeah.
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 And then Haley has got the Merino Boucle, which is what I used in my Sophie shawl.
And,
And-
we have cocoa and floral morgan.
I
Yes.
love those
Yes.
too.
And actually, literally
yummy
today,
together as well.
we were talking about our next order with
Yeah.
LBA.
Yeah.
So we are gonna, we've still
Plans
got
in
all
the
of these
works.
in stock, but we're getting more stuff in soon.
Yay.
I
So,
do love the book.
what should our question be for this time?
Ooh. All right. What did we talk about a little bit? Are you guys thinking of doing a sweater? Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you guys?
we've
Or do
kind
you
of-
have a sweater on the needles? Yeah, no, but I want to see what people are
How
doing.
many sweaters?
How many sweaters do you have? The needles? Like,
Yeah, how many sweaters do you have?
or what do you think? I
I
always like to know what people are making or what they have planned because I know we've asked that question before.
feel like we asked it not too long ago, though. Too.
Oh,
I feel like
did
it was
we?
like really close.
Maybe
to
that's
the end
why
of the
it's in
year.
my head.
Have you ever found a pot of gold?
Says the Shamrock.
Do you do anything special for St. Patrick's
There
Day?
we
Yeah,
go.
what's
Do
your
you do
St.
anything
Patrick's
special
Day?
for St. Patrick's Day?
You know,
And what's the giveaway prize?
the giveaway prize is Shamrock. What?
Okay.
Rage.
So the battery died.
The battery.
Our battery died.
as you can see. So
Right as we were about to tell you.
and yeah, we're not sure exactly where it ended, but the question is, what, if anything, are you doing for St. Patrick's Day? Do you celebrate? Irish or not?
Are you gonna wear Haley's outfit?
Yeah. Are you going to be a little Shamrock?
Did you go to Blarney? Do you have any Blarney stories?
I know.
That would be if you have any Massachusetts.
So, and the prize is 1 skein of what we have in stock of your choice of either Cory Confetti, Merino Boucle, Wensley worsted, or mohair silk. So our 4 new LBA bases.
Right.
So you take a look at our website. go to La Bien-Aimée and look at these and see which one of these delightful yarns you would like. Hey, if you get the merino boucle, you too could make a mini Sophie shawl.
Yeah, totally.
I think I would
that would
make
be
one.
so pretty. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna make one too.
I think everyone needs. We have several
It's,
who are already
it's like
making
a
them.
It's gonna be the new
spring, like,
Felix.
it's a good
Exactly.
spring outfit.
It'll be our new Felix.
And
That's
honestly,
already-
if you use 2 skeins of that, you could do the thing like
do the
Amanda
shawl.
was saying about doing one
Oh yeah.
one till you're
Yeah.
almost done, and then start decreasing, and you'd have a nice, lovely, perfect spring
Oh
wrap.
my goodness. You could do one half in the boucle and one half in the like Corey
The
and the
mohair or
Wensley in the same color.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Or you could do
That's
a boucle
very-
and
yes.
a mohair together.
That is very neons
Yeah.
and neutrals.
Yes,
Um,
true.
Yeah.
I love it. Anyway,
I love it.
thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting up with us losing our battery. Oops. And
And just in general.
Just in general. And make sure to like and subscribe down below. Follow us on Instagram, Shop Yarnia, Facebook, Shop Yarnia, everything Shop Yarnia, and of course our website, shopyarnia.com. Haley is cracking me up. And she's cracking herself up
She's
too.
seriously cracking herself up.
It's been a couple of weeks. So yes, don't forget to post below to win our giveaway prize of LBA, and check out Unbound, Tarana Burke, and Watchung Booksellers. And
Yeah.
we will see you
See
guys
you in
soon.
a couple of
2
weeks.
weeks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.